The Auckland Tuatara have dominated most of the Rapid League this season, sitting top of the ladder, but are coming off a surprise loss to the Wellington Saints and are looking to get back into the winner's circle. They're going to host the Hawke's Bay Hawks this afternoon at Event Finder Stadium in Auckland. The Hawks sitting 6th on the ladder with 6 wins, 6 losses, but they have won their last 2 on the bounce. My name is Nathan Lim. Alongside me is Tallfern Crystal Ledger Walker. Crystal, welcome to the broadcast. What are we expecting from this afternoon's fixture? Yeah,
we're expecting this to be a fast game. Both of these squads have some experience in them. A few of these guys have been around this Rapid League system and league a while now, going into 3 years. So I expect them to play a little bit more disciplined on the offensive end. We'll see some more structured offense. But yeah, I expect it to be fast.
We take a look at the standings. The Auckland Tuatara, there they are. 10 wins, 3 losses, sitting top of the ladder with the Tauranga Whai just in behind them. The Hawke's Bay Hawks, they're down there in 6th, having won their last 2. So they're sitting there 6 and 6. A couple of wins would push them more comfortably into that top of the table half. And as we look to the bottom, the Jets, the Bulls, the Rams, the Airs, and the struggling Southland Sharks there at the bottom of the table. We're going to go through some of the starting lineup players here as we take a look at the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Number 1, Kobe Costley, Ezra Eagle, Jacob Murphy, Kobe Cutter, and Isaac Allen. Who are the players that the Hawks are going to be looking at to really lead this team this afternoon?
Yeah, you can't go past that guy wearing number 7, Jacob Murphy. He leads this team in points scored. He averages over 9 a game, and he also is second in assists. So a lot of the offense goes through him, but Ezra Eagle and Kobe Cutter, they kind of are those glue players, the plugging inside, and they're going to have a big job today with these bigs from the Tuatara.
Let's take a look over at that Tuatara lineup, which has been so powerful all season. Josh Wiley, Dylan Wilkie, Casey Ioane, Matty Dalton, and Josh Ledger. So much quality in this lineup. Casey Ioane's been a particular highlight at both ends of the court.
Yeah, absolutely. He has some highlight plays. He's got some moves in his bag, and I'm excited to watch him out here today. He averages over 8 points per game, but you're right, Dylan Wilkie and Josh Ledger also leading the way in scoring as well. They're going to be a couple players they also have to shut down.
As we take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, these two teams, well, they're good at scoring, both averaging almost 40 per game. The key difference there in the defence, the Hawke's Bay Hawks generally conceding a lot more. They'll need to tighten up that defence. What do you make of that player spotlight there, Crystal? Josh Ledger, Ezra Eagle.
Yeah, Josh Ledger sitting 3rd in the Rapid League MVP race. He's looking good this season, and when you just eyeball these guys out here on court, he has a little bit of a height advantage, so Ezra Eagle is going to have to be very creative, get into his body, and we know he has the IQ to do just that.
Match officials for this afternoon's fixture, Reese Hamilton, Danielle Cooge, and Weejay Meningo as we get set to get underway, and it is Josh Ledger winning the tip-off for Auckland. Wilkie bringing it back. There's Casey Ioane, gets it outside to Ledger, who dribbles it down into the corner, and a chance now from beyond the arc for Wilkie. Bounces out, but they're going to come up with the offensive board. Wilkie looking for an option. Finds Wiley. Wiley around under the basket and decides to put it up. Another offensive board for Auckland. Matty Dalton comes up with it. Eventually, the turnover comes.
Wiley trying to say he hit the rim on that reverse layup, but we didn't have that angle here on the bench. He had a good IQ and read on the clock to get that ball up before it expired, but unfortunately just short.
Already a couple of offensive rebounds for the Tuatara. The Hawks will need to try and find a bit of ascendancy in the paint. Putting up the shot there is Allen. Won't go. So bringing it back is Matty Dalton.
Yeah, this battle on the boards is going to be really big for the Hawks. Clifton Bush, the 3rd, has been moved up into the starting lineup, and he brings a lot of that rebounding prowess inside as Ioane hits that 3.
Casey Ioane from the pocket. Slots our first maximum of the afternoon. Now the ball's with Murphy. He decides to put one up and reply. The rebound will fall for Cutter. He'll look outside to Eagle. Eagle will shoot 3 and switch.
Ezra Eagle, a former Tuatara player a few seasons ago, went to Dilworth. He's feeling comfortable on these rims.
Corner ball there for Dylan Wilkie. Makes no mistake. It's 3s flying here in Event Finder Stadium.
And what a response from the Tuatara. Keep an eye on Dylan Wilkie. He needs 9 more points, or 6 more after that one, to get to 300 on the year.
Here is Kobe Cutter spinning in the paint. Looks outside. Ledger gets the tip, but it does fall for Allen. Now Murphy. He'll put up another. Dalton with the rebound.
Murphy is a scorer. He's going to stay aggressive until he gets himself going. Ledger straight down the lane.
Looking for contact. Josh Ledger finds it and in off the board. Hawks running it back. The Tuatara out to a 5-point lead.
I think he just stepped out of bounds on the sideline from that handoff, and that's an easy turnover straight back to the Tuatara.
Here's Wiley bringing it back for Auckland, working in with Dalton. Here's Wilkie. Ledger. Nice bounce pass to Ioane. How's your father?
Oh my goodness. Getting up early. How about the ball movement? Everybody got a touch before that basket went down.
Oh, what a statement from Casey Ioane early in this contest. As the Hawks try to find a way to reply. They trail by 7 now. Eagle putting up the 3. The bounce out and Ledger comes up with the rebound. We'll take it all the way to the other end of the court. Looked for the short pass to Dalton, but flies over the baseline.
We see some early subs coming in for the Tuatara. How about that replay, Ioane getting up nice and early in this Rapid League matchup.
100%. Kailalahi Aso comes onto the court for Ledger. Hawke's Bay Hawks looking for a reply, trailing by 10 early. This Auckland Tuatara side doesn't waste any time, do they?
No, they do not. Like that little ghost screen by Ezra Eagle popping out to the 3. He's already hit 1 in this game.
Here's Murphy. Looking for a way around Ioane. Will settle for the 3. Come off the rim, and Wiley with the rebound. It's been pinched now for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Almost. Won't quite go. And that was Maz Taylor with the steal.
Yeah, welcome home, Maz Taylor. Back from Utah Prep. Been over in the States applying his trade and getting in on the action. Have another look, pick the pocket, and go straight into the body during the contact and taking a trip to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Taylor slots his first.
Back to the line, here is the Chemist Warehouse.
Maz Taylor makes it 2 from 2 from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, as Cassins also come onto the court for the Hawks. Kailalahi Aso feeds Ioane from the baseline. Ioane finds Ledger. Dalton. Wilkie. Wilkie in the paint. It's crowded in there. Almost coming up with the steal was the Hawks.
We know Wilkie as a shooter. They run him off a lot of off-ball screens, and he draws a lot of attention from the defense. That time, digging in on the drive.
Ioane inbound to Dylan Wilkie. Kailalahi Aso finds Dalton. Dalton into the paint, and oh, that's nicely laid in off the board.
Just love the pace that the Tuatara is playing with right now. Sprinting into the ball, coming in with momentum. That time, Dalton making it count.
Taylor puts up the 3, won't go. Wilkie with the rebound. Couple of seconds on the clock. They get the 3 away. It's going to come up short for Dalton. And the Auckland Tuatara will finish up this first quarter with a sizable advantage, 12-5. What are you liking from them so far?
They're doing a great job of using their speed and their height advantage. They're getting paint touches, and they're just moving really well off of each other. We knew that this was going to be an experienced squad who would play more structured in the half court, and I think we're seeing that play out right now.
Yes, Casey Ioane made an impact early, slotted a 3 from the corner, and then that eye-catching dunk. Can you tell you what else is eye-catching? That $30 large cheese pizza from Sal's. Use that online code, QR code on screen, Sal's Champ 26. It's valid until Tuesday. It's Saturday. Of course you got to have a pizza, right?
Right, get amongst it. There's a lot of basketball on your screen. Easy dinner right there. Keep the kids hungry, put your feet up, and wait for your doorbell to ring.
Dylan Wilkie with a 3-ball. Dalton's got a couple of points. Ledger's got 1 basket. Hawke's Bay Hawks just looking for a bit of flow, the offensive end, because every time there is a turnover, Tuatara do come up with a rebound. They score so quickly. Keep the Hawks on the back foot.
And let's just look at these stats right now. If you have a look on the Hawks side, they've attempted 7 3-pointers. They're 1 from 7 from deep. No attempts from inside the arc.
Potentially, is that pointing to the dominance of Ledger, the kind of height advantage that the Tuatara side has? I mean, if you just look out on the court, the Tuatara clearly have a size advantage.
Right, if you look at all 5 right now, the Tuatara stand above. So that paint, you know, it is scary. They are doing a good job of rotating and help, but you've got to still get touches. You've got to find a way to get some looks inside as well.
Here's Costley with the ball as the second quarter gets underway. Finds Eagle. Ezra Eagle spinning in the paint, and they put up a basket. Nice pass to Costley, and there you go, in off the board.
And that's what Ezra Eagle does so well. He's poised, he's patient, and he can pass. Decides to go with the look away that time. Ioane.
All the way to the rim, oh my goodness me! He took off like an A380.
I don't even know what an A380 is, but...
It's a plane.
Oh. Yep, he did just that.
As the Hawks reply, the Tuatara bring it back, but again, the pace at which they are scoring. Dalton up to the rim, bounces out. Ledger with the rebound, another rebound, and this time lays it off the board, and one.
Doing a great job of using their bodies, buying into that contact. Started with Dalton, the spin-off on that baseline, and these offensive rebounds for the Tuatara. Wow.
Gravity just has different rules for some people. I mean, he flew through the air.
Looking like a playground.
Ledger adds the extra from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, and Auckland have an 8-point advantage in the second quarter. It's just relentless at the offensive end. They are obviously so strong here at home. They haven't lost here in the NZNBL as the Hawks try to reply. Put up 7 3-point attempts in the first quarter. Foul called there.
Like that from Murphy. We've seen him put up a few threes, struggled from deep. That time decides to put his head down and make the Bartercard officials call it.
It'll be Murphy to take free throws from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line as Wiley comes back onto the court for Auckland. Dalton comes off. First free throw from Jacob Murphy is short. Don't forget that every free throw contributes to the Hoops in Schools program. Use that QR code on screen to find out more. Get some hoops at your school, Southland and Otago. It is your turn, so take advantage of that. As Auckland come up with the rebound, it's Wiley bringing the ball back up the court. Kailahi Aso feeds Wilkie. Nice bounce pass back to Kailahi Aso, almost picked off, and it gets a bit messy around the feet there of Kailahi Aso.
Good hands by the Hawks on that play. And if you're the Tuatara, you know you have this height advantage. You want to put the ball up high, let your big man go get it.
Ball is into Kailahi Aso, had the opportunity to put up a basket, didn't want it. So instead he finds Ioane. A lot of contact there in the paint. That's some good defense from the Hawks. Murphy bringing it back to the rim, laying it off the backboard, but won't fall. Opportunity for Auckland up the other end. Wilkie straight into contact. That's some good defense there from Ezra Eagle.
Yeah, Ezra Eagle did a good job of walling up, keeping those hands up straight. Nice defense to get the ball back.
Here he is with ball in hand up the other end of the court, turning, spinning, putting up the attempts, but it's going to be picked up by Ledger after the shot was short. Ledger finds Ioane. Wiley. Back to Leisure. Little crowded there. Finds Kailahiaso. Nice ball to Kailahiaso, who lays it in at the rim.
Josh Leisure got that mismatch off the pick and roll, and the Tuatara smart to be patient and work it into him. And then that low to high look between the bigs.
Here's Allen from 3. Too long. Ioane with the rebound. Well, we've seen a couple eye-catching dunks from Casey Ioane, such a bright prospect in New Zealand basketball. Foul is called here.
You know, you don't mind that from Jacob Murphy. Just disrupt this offense a little bit, get them out of their flow, give your defense a chance to reset. Because right now, the way the Tuatara are moving, it's almost like a drill.
Inbound from Dalton to Wiley. Dalton back on the court. Leisure feeds Ioane in the paint, spinning all the way to the rim, draws the foul. Can't get the basket to fall though.
Great drive from Ioane. So critical around the basket. Great at using angles. Have another look at it. Feels the defense on the inside, spins back base, and able to get that foul.
First free throw was well short from Ioane. He'll have another go. Auckland 19, Hawke's Bay 9. Just over a minute to go in the second quarter. Slots the second, an 11-point lead for the Tuatara. And here's Murphy with the ball. Finds Eagle. Allen feeds it over to Taylor, and Taylor slots the 3. That's much needed for the Hawks.
It is, and we know he can do that. We know he's a sniper. He can knock it down. And finally, the Hawks are in double digits.
Wiley trying to get up to the rim. One of the rare times one of the Hawks players has had a height advantage here. He's denied by Taylor, but draws the foul. It feels like the Hawks really struggling sort of around the board to get that ascendancy when shots do go up. We've seen a number of offensive rebounds for the Tuatara, and they're also getting to the free throw line as well, which has been costly.
Yeah, those rebounds. Let's have a look at that stat. 13 for the Tuatara, only 3 for the Hawks. Got to put a body on these Tuatara players and make some space.
It's good from Wiley. As Kailahiaso comes in for Leisure.
Subs rotating fast for both of these squads. Tuatara playing this one with 6, the Hawks with 7.
Can the Hawks reply? Finding a rare bit of space in the paint there and laying it in too was Allen. That's good work from Isaac Allen, his first bucket of the night.
Smart of Allen to go quick and early before that defense is set, before that help side is ready to rotate. Have another look, that little shot fake, and the lane is wide open for the easy 2.
And a player timeout, so time to talk about BNZ's ticket to the big game. Scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets to this season's game. BNZ invested in New Zealand basketball, giving away 5,000 tickets to sports groups, school groups and community groups. Come along and see a Sal's NBL game. So get involved as Ioane looks outside to Wilkie. The high 3, just going to rim out. Ioane fighting for the rebound. And just a foot over the baseline for the Hawks. So it'll be Tuatara ball.
Substitution here in the first half. Number 3 for the Hawks coming on, Taylor.
See the Hawks in a 2-3 zone.
Auckland Tuatara, that's Dalton finding a lane but can't float it in.
Now we see the smarts of Ezra Eagle once again, gets that ball, eye contact straight at the Barter card official for a BNZ player timeout.
What do you think the Hawks will be talking about at this point? They've brought it back a little bit, down 8, 11 seconds to go. How will they want to be finishing the quarter?
Yeah, I mean, Maz Taylor's just hit a 3. We know he's a shooter. He's been hot. We know Jacob Murphy can get downhill, and Ezra Eagle makes great decisions. So I'm looking for one of those 3 players. Just under 2 seconds on the clock, though. Got to be a fast shot.
It'll be inbound from Murphy. Dalton trying to distract. Gets the ball away, and almost the 3 for Maz Taylor. Won't fall, so an 8-point lead for the Auckland Tuatara. After 2 quarters of this game, with KC Ioane leading the way, 8 points. A couple of eye-catching dunks. He's been impressive so far.
Yeah, man, has he. Looks so good. But the second quarter for the Hawks, a lot better, tidying things up. They finished that one with 9 points and held the Auckland Tuatara just to 10. So better signs for the Hawks in that one, but that rebounding battle is really what I'm looking at for the Hawks to improve.
Yeah, 14-4 at this stage. The Auckland Tuatara also shooting at 47%, 8 from 17 attempts. The Hawks down there 35%, and it's because they were trying for the 3 ball so many times in the first quarter, right?
Yeah, to me, just settling a little bit for those looks as we have a look through these Chemist Warehouse stats on your screen. But yeah, when they were getting paint touches, had some movement both inside and out, I thought, you know, it looked a lot better on the offensive end. Ezra Eagle with that beautiful dish. When they're moving off the ball as well, cutting in the paint, I thought they had some better offense, so hopefully that can carry over into the second half.
Maz Taylor has been the principal scorer so far, a couple of buckets, 5 points so far for the number 3. Eagles got 3, sorry. Costley's got 2. And 1 bucket for Allen. He's sitting on 2 points as well. The Auckland Tuatara just need to play their game. They don't need to do anything special. I suppose that's the luxury you have when you've got such a significant height advantage.
Yeah, and they have the depth. And let's just speak about the depth. You know, the Hawke's Bay Hawks, they've had some players, you know, go back into the starting lineup with some injuries. Chase Jeter is out of the next game, so Clifton Bush has had to be elevated up. He's a big presence usually inside, especially with that rebounding battle. So a lot of adjustments for the Hawks, actually right over the season, I think, players going in and out.
And potentially a bigger role for the players on both of these teams later in the South NBL game. Both of the South teams have players out. Chris Johnson is sidelined with a back injury, but also Chase Jeter has a knee issue. He's out too.
Yeah, so it's going to be, you know, we'll see how they adjust. They're coming off that overtime win versus the Bulls, the Hawks, so coming in here with some momentum, but you're right, somebody's got to step up, or potentially everybody has to give a little bit more to plug those gaps.
The Auckland Tuatara will get us underway in the third quarter here. Currently leading 22-14. Ledger looking for an option and picked off there. The intercept from Allen. Nice start for the Hawks as Murphy draws some contact in the paint, and that's a good start for Hawke's Bay.
There's one way Murphy knows it's to the hoop, that time putting the ball down once again. Just throwing his body at it, making the Bartercard officials blow the whistle.
Murphy to shoot free throws from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Every free throw contributing to the Hoops in School program. It's that QR code on the screen if you want to find out a way to get some basketball hoops at your school. Southland and Otago, your turn. It's the full court press here from Hawke's Bay, and it's opened up a little bit of space up the other end of the court for Auckland to try and exploit, but closes up quickly. So Wiley will reset.
Tuatara did a great job of breaking that press, passing the ball.
Wilkie from 3. That is a dagger for Auckland.
Silky smooth Wilkie from outside.
There's Murphy. We have a repeat, trying to get to the rim. Almost tipped in there by Eagle. Not quite. Here's Ioane. Watch out. Trying to find airtime in the paint. He is so dangerous. Won't fall for him that time, so Eagle will bring it back. Oh, the denial. But the foul called.
Josh frustrated about that one. He wanted it. Ezra Eagle just making things happen on this offensive side of the ball. Let's have another look. And I'm going straight at the big man down low. Was clean up top, but must have got him on the body.
Yeah, such a dominant presence in the paint. Josh Ledger leading the league in defensive rebounds, averaging 5.54 a game. And 4th overall in rebounding, averaging 6.31. He's picked up an offensive board already this game as Eagle misses the first. The difference is 9. Auckland shot out to a 12-5 lead after the first quarter. It's a much tighter 10-9 win in the second. So far leading the third. Oh, so far 3-all in the third, rather. As Ledger up to the rim, lays it in off the board.
It's great unselfish play by the Tuatara, drawing that Hawke defense and the easy dish to the big man down low.
Gosling finds Cutter. Is Cutter posting up, looking for an option. The no-look pass out to the wing, and an opportunity along the baseline for Maz Taylor, who converts.
Beautiful pull-up by Maz Taylor, and a great choice not to challenge that big man, take that shot in space.
Wiley finds Wilkie. Ledger over the top, and has been picked off by the Hawks. Not a great pass there from Josh Ledger. It's all too easy. As the Hawks look for an opportunity up the other end. Here's Costley. Finds Eagle. Costley, Eagle again. He'll put up the 3-ball. Ledger was bearing down on him, but it makes no difference.
Ezra Eagle up to 7 points, and that's his second 3 in this one. Better ball movement from the Hawks.
This is good stuff from the Hawks. 5 points the difference. Here's your one. Wiley. Shot clock at 6. Ledger can't lay it in. Hawks with the rebound. They'll bring it up. A chance to tighten this gap even further. Cutter looks outside to Costley. Across to Allen. Here's Eagle. Nice bounce pass into Costley, and it's going to be lost over the baseline, but Ioane, I think, potentially had a hand in there.
Great pass by Ezra Eagle. Saw that defender's head just turn, put it in the pocket, and they'll get it back on the baseline.
Inbound for the Hawks. What can they conjure up? Here's Carter looking for contact and converts off the board. That's a big bucket. The margin is now 3.
Kobe Cutter, a pass-first player that time, takes it himself.
What?
That's a nice turnaround.
Beautiful. Doesn't often find space in the paint. Wiley giving away a fair bit of height usually. And now the pinch from Dalton. Dalton on the fast break up the other end, lays it in beautifully.
Great dig in, great finish on the opposite end. Dalton making things happen.
Couple of quick buckets for Auckland as Ioane and Murphy go wrestling for the ball on the court.
How about the hustle? No hesitation to get on the ground, dive after that. And before that, Dalton, good read to jump into space, take a chest bump, have another look at it. And the hustle to get after the ball. The Hawks will have another chance.
Be inbound from Murphy to Casson. Can they conjure up? Oh, the pinch from Wiley. Wiley on the fast break. Can he get to the rim? Gives the pass to Dalton, and it goes over his head and out of bounds.
Wiley, we said he was an unselfish guard. He wanted the big finish down the middle from his teammate. But the dig-ins off the ball, picking up these steals for the Tuatara, working well right now.
Eagle puts up the 3-ball, air ball. Just goes to show that the margin was tightened to 3. Couple of quick buckets for Auckland, suddenly back out to 7.
We know, sport is a game of runs, momentum shifts. Tuatara rode that little lull. We hear the coaches telling them they want them to take this last shot.
Wilkie gets in the paint, draws the foul. 8.6 on the clock. It was looking a bit dicey for the Tuatara there for a second. The Hawks were storming back into it.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for the Hawks to get going, especially when you have shooters like Taylor on your team.
Wilkie slots the first. Yeah, 5 from 6 from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line from Tuatara so far in this contest. And makes it 2 from 2, does Dylan Wilkie. Bringing it back is Murphy. From beyond the arc, almost slotting it too, was Mass Taylor. And that'll do us for the third quarter. The Auckland Tuatara extending that lead back out, 33-24, 9 points the difference. And I suppose the Hawks, well, they gained some ascendancy in that third quarter. What was working for them? What will they want to replicate in this fourth quarter?
They just looked more aggressive to me. They were going after it, trying to score. The likes of Kobe Cutter getting more aggressive for his own looks. That was good. And yeah, just finding their shooters. But let's break down some of these stats. Doing better on the boards, up to 7 rebounds. If we have a look at the score, once again, they only dropped that quarter by 1. So better things happening on the Hawks side. And as we have a look on your screen into that Tuatara huddle, remember we're keeping an eye on Josh Ledger and Dylan Wilkie to see who can be the first Tuatara player to 300 rapid league points.
Mads Taylor and Ezra Eagle both stepping up in terms of the scoring, but it's been a good spread of players getting buckets for both teams. Casey Ioane has 8, Dylan Wilkie has 8, and I suppose we talked pre-game about how much of a threat Casey Ioane is at both ends of the court. He's putting that on display this afternoon. Got to go back and watch the highlights of the dunks that he's put on early in this contest, but also a threat from out wide. Wilkie definitely making the most of his height advantage so far, and he's always a threat both in the paint and beyond the arc. Tuatara get us underway in this fourth quarter, and it's Matty Dalton with the ball in hand. Looks outward to Wiley. Here is Wilkie. Puts up the jumper and won't quite go. Murphy. Cutter. Offloads to Casson. Now it's back in the hands of Murphy. Murphy with the 3-ball. Oh, it's good.
Looked good from the moment it left his hands, and he is fired up. Screaming on this defensive end for them to get in position.
Ioane. Dalton. Dalton into the paint, spinning. Looks back outside to Ledger. Ledger will put up a 3-ball, too far. Wilkie with the rebound, lays it in off the board, and even tries to help up Murphy.
Doing it all, and just like that, he is the first Tuatara player to 300 points.
And Wilkie, he's also first in assist-to-turnover ratios. Ledger comes up with that board.
Another great dish by Ezra Eagle on that cut.
There's Dalton in the paint. Baseline bucket, but won't quite go. Got a hand to that pass just there, but still finds it its way to Cutter, who looks back outside. Murphy puts up the 3-ball again.
He just wanted to shoot on this hoop. That was the difference.
That was it, yeah. Wiley bringing it back. The difference is 5. Dalton working in with Wilkie. Wilkie to the bucket. Lays it in. Auckland Tuatara just have to keep scoring. Doesn't really matter if it's 2s or 3s at this point. Hawks need a bit of pace. Less than, or just over 2 minutes to go. Here's Murphy. The speakers get going at Event Finder Stadium. Cutter gets into the paint and draws the foul.
Good take by Kobe Cutter. We saw Jacob Murphy earlier in that possession want to get it to Ezra Eagle when he had the mismatch. Tuatara did a good job of switching back with Dalton in there. And then Kobe Cutter had the big, just puts his head down, uses speed advantage.
Kobe Cutter at the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, tightens the margin to 6. Hawks up 4-2 so far in this final quarter. Sorry, 7-4. Second one rims out. Auckland with the ball. Ioane. Wiley looking for Wilkie. Wilkie puts up the 3. Little too far. That's gone over the baseline. Who's that come off?
I think that came off Kasson down low. And just the hustle by Dalton to get the ball back.
Ledger exits the court. Kailahi Aso comes on. Straight ball to Dalton, and Dalton makes no mistake at the rim. Another substitution here for the Hawks, and it is Costly coming back on. 8 points the difference, just over a minute and a half to go, so the Hawks are going to make a run at this. They need to go fast. Auckland Tuatara hunting for their 11th win of the season and to maintain their grip on the top of the Rapid League ladder. Here are the Hawks. Murphy. Carter finds a lane, gives a nice ball away to Kasson, and Kasson lays it into the rim.
Great keep by Kobe Carter on that dribble handoff. Keeps his momentum downhill. Dalton looking to explore.
All picked off though by Carter, who receives the pass as well. Little opportunity here for Carter. Kailahi Aso was going for the rebound. Murphy getting in there to disrupt. But it's Tuatara ball. Dylan Wilkie comes out.
Seen Ioane get up. We know Jacob Murphy can too. That's why he hustles for those extra possessions on the boards.
6 points the difference. Ioane, Kailahi Aso, Wiley. Bounce pass in, and laying it in off the board is Matty Dalton.
Dalton just in the right place at the right time. Easy pickings down low. Have another look on replay. Great placement by Wiley into his big man on the right side.
Josh Wiley, that's his 3rd assist of the afternoon. Very unselfish player. Matty Dalton can't add the extra. He's sitting on 8 points. Dylan Wilkie has 12. He's checked out of the game. The difference is 8.
Still doable. Under a minute. But anything can happen. 3 possessions if you hit a couple threes.
Auckland Tuatara, one of the prolific scorers, just sitting on the average points per game, but we saw them put up more than 60 a few weeks ago against, I think it was the Airs, as Carter lays it in off the board.
Just love the vision of these small forwards, Ezra Eagle and Kobe Carter with that back cut.
BNZ player timeout called by the Tuatara. That's good work there by Carter. What do you think? Players obviously very young line-up there for Auckland. Who are the leaders? What do you think they'll be saying in the huddle?
You know, Wiley is the leader I'm looking at right now in that point guard, that floor general position. Time is on your side. You've got to lead by 6. You're thinking you've got to work this down and then just come up with a stop. If you're the Hawks, trying to get a quick steal, maybe even a foul.
Nice pass from Ledger to Ioane, lays it in. The dunk was disrupted, but fell anyway. That's his 3rd of the afternoon, and the denial. Back up the other end is Auckland. Oh, Ioane.
Just watching the Ioane show right now. Doing it all.
Absolutely. KC Ioane, well, I mentioned before that gravity seems to have a different rule for him. We got another couple of examples there. Boy, he's had some highlights in this game. The denial up the other end.
Can't imagine what it's like to dunk the ball, but watching him do it, so impressive. Makes it look so easy.
He certainly does. He's not the tallest bloke you've ever seen in your life, but he manages to get up so high. costly from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Slots the second. The gap is 6. 22.1 seconds on the clock. Cutter coming out of the game. The inbound for Wiley. Oh, pinch too by Taylor. Tried to get the ball out off Wiley. Didn't manage to do so. And in fact, this happened to him. Pass from Dalton. He was looking for Wiley. It'll be inbound for the Tuatara. Just 14.9 on the clock.
Can we hold on? About to find out here with the rock, the multi-basketball. Josh Ledger.
Ledger finds Dalton. He's double teamed. Fouled.
Big foul that one.
Now the Hawks trying to play fast here, trying to get some steals quickly. Dalton, smart to just hold on to it. Starting to get busy here in Event Finder.
Yeah, people packing in for this contest. It's Wiley. And why not? Saturday afternoon. Perfect time for a bit of domestic basketball as this. Wiley laying it in at the rim.
Wiley, he just seems so poised, so chill, so calm. Helps when you have a point guard like that that's level-headed.
We take another BNZ player timeout. BNZ want to inspire the next generation of basketballers. They're giving away 5,000 tickets to school groups, sports groups and community groups to come along and see a South NBL game. Scan that QR code on screen, fill out your group's details, grab your tickets to the big game with thanks to BNZ. Here go the Hawks. Got to get a shot off. Couple of seconds on the clock. It's deep from Murphy. Won't fall. And it is the Auckland Tuatara who win this rapid league contest to maintain their grip on the top of the ladder. An 8-point victory, 45-37. Their 11th win of the season. Your final thoughts from that game, Crystal?
Yeah, the Tuatara just looked really dominant to start this one. That first quarter was the difference where they won that by 7. And they just were able to keep that lead and ride those lows throughout it. We see Dylan Wilkie right there on the top of the scoreboard. As I've mentioned a few times, the first Tuatara player to 300 points. Congratulations to him. But Ioane was really the standout for us, wasn't he?
Boy, was he the standout in terms of airtime, for sure. The dunks that he was laying on, the denial at the other end. So definitely a two-way player and one of New Zealand's brightest young prospects, Casey Ioane. Hopefully we get to see him in the full South NBL fixture coming up for you at 4 p.m. Take a look at the other stats. It wasn't all bad for the Hawks. A couple of steals there for Cutter. Cutter was impressive.
Yeah, he was. And, he showed up really late. Ezra Eagle was great for the Hawks throughout that game. But just that rebounding battle that we also alluded to throughout the game was really the difference for the Tuatara. They won it on the glass, inside the paint, really dominant. And as well as Ioane, that was the standout difference in the stats in that one.
Stick with us on Sky Sport. We've got the full South NBL fixture coming up for you at 4 p.m. But it is the Auckland Tuatara taking the Lollies in this rapid league fixture, 45-37. My name is Nathan Lim. Alongside me is Crystal Ledger Walker. Stick with us on Sky Sport.
Your time in the first and two. We turn our attention shortly to Sounds in the Action Rally presented by TJ Garner Homes today's match day sponsor, Hawke, Co. Shout to the former partners of the NZNBL, Sal's Authentic New York Pizza. TJ Garner Homes, great support sport. Sky Sport, the home of sport. Kenneth Warehouse. Hawke. New Balance. Allied Electrolyte Drink. BNZ. And our day comes to our partners for season 2026. Major partner, Jacob. Our match day partners for today, Hawke, Co. Superpower Earth Moving. Wusha. Taku. Crystal European. New World Army. Circle Laundromat. Knocked up to C3. There's a better way, NZ.com. And Makita, New Zealand. Top of the 3 at the moment. 11-2. And a chance to go 12-2 and solidify top spot across the top 6 throughout the season after 20 matches. Will we go to the finals of the week to go? P1 for the first time. We could have a chance to the grand final. Yeah, and the Omas. So much to play for both teams. Here today, the Sharks, they're on court. The Ravens, they're all in the mix. Tuatara, staring down the barrel of going right top today. It's on to Hawke to Kevin Rowe, not only the Marley today, but also the on-screen strength to see them. Yeah, that's going to be all the sugar that we need to be nice and loud, especially when the Hawks are at the line shooting. Full promotion throughout season 2026 is next twice, free slice or chance to win it by one. Get one free slice of South Kingston tomorrow only. It's an away team, in this case, the Big Barrel Hawks, missed twice at the free throw line. We will unlock a code up on the big screen for a free either cheese or pepperoni pizza tomorrow. Thanks to South. Special guest here this afternoon in the conclusion round for the NZNBL. Presented by TJ Home, representing all four. It's coming up nicely here for what promises to be an awesome afternoon of basketball. We're soon going to be walking out both teams from the floor, starting with the visitors shortly, the Tuatara Hawks. Nobi is here now. Hoping the Nobi. We're going to have a bit of fun with Hobie and also our friend of Tuatara. Teams to the benches, please, the team announcements. We're about ready to cheer on your favourite squad. We've got a few to make their way up from the eastern side of North Island, the Hawks. And we're going to rock them up first. In a moment, teams to the benches. Have we got any Hawks supporters here? Let's have a listen in. 1 or 2. Let's tell you who's sitting up for the Hawks tonight. We got number 6, Israel Eagle. Number 2, Messi. Number 10 and 12 for this one though, Isaac Allen. Number 7 is Victor Murphy. Kobe number 3, Nance Taylor, and 10. The second of the Kobe's, number 1, Kobe Mosley. And the starters for the NBL match here, brought to you by ourselves. It is Jeremy McLaughlin, 23. Import, what's the third? Dan Green, the Australian, number 11. Number 28 is the captain, Alonzo Burden, and 22, Keanu Rasmussen. All right, Auckland fans, are you ready to welcome your team tonight? Let's do it. Let's find out who's sitting up for your one tonight. Let's start off with the one and only Tuatara. Number 2.
The Auckland Tuatara have won 6 South NBL games in a row and look in no mood to relinquish their grip on the top of the ladder. Standing in their way, though, this afternoon at Event Finder Stadium are the Hawke's Bay Hawks, who sit bottom of the ladder but are coming off a 101-95 overtime win against the Franklin Bulls. My name is Nathan Lim, and alongside me is Tallfern Crystal Ledger Walker. Crystal, welcome to the broadcast. What can we expect from this afternoon's contest? It looks like the Tuatara should be in for an easy win, theoretically.
They should, but they do not want to be complacent, because we all saw what happened to the Sharks just, versus the years. So definitely want to get up early and get after this Hawks squad. Yeah, the Southland Sharks, who were competing up with the Auckland Tuatara, still are at the top of the ladder, dropping a game earlier this week against the Taranaki Airs. A shock result, but
In terms of tonight's game, you can use that QR code on the screen to tell us who you think will take the lollies in this afternoon's fixture, the Tuatara or the Hawks, so make sure you get amongst it. We're going to take you through the lineups, the ladder, and the games to come over the next few days. Let's take a look first at the ladder, and there they are, the Auckland Tuatara, having won 6 on the bounce, 11 wins, 2 losses, coming off a 96-88 win against the Wellington Saints. The Southland Sharks there, they've got a bit of breathing room over them now after that result earlier in the week.
Yeah, absolutely, but they will want to get this W today. That was a big win versus the Saints today. They are without Chris Johnson. He sat a little bit without in the Saints game, sorry, so they should feel good about the adjustments coming into today. But the last time they matched up with this Hawks squad, they only won by 2.
Yeah, 93-91 victory at the start of May. There are the Hawke's Bay Hawks in bottom of the ladder, 3 wins, 9 losses. But as we said, their third win came last game with the likes of Rasmussen putting up 25 points, Greta putting up 23. So they've got plenty of scoring potential, the Hawks, and we should be in for a really good contest. Let's take a look at the days ahead. And later tonight, the Otago Nuggets taking on the Taranaki Airs, who upset the Southland Sharks earlier in the week. That game is at 6:30 in Dunedin. Then tomorrow afternoon, the Franklin Bulls against the Wellington Saints, hosting them in Pukekohe. On Monday night, the Hawke's Bay Hawks are back in action against those Southland Sharks. So a tough couple of games here for the Hawks. And then on Wednesday, the Sharks are back in action. They're visiting the Tauranga Whai in Tauranga from 6 p.m. Let's go through the Hawke's Bay Hawks starting lineup. We've got Daniel Greta, Clifton Bush, Keanu Rasmussen, Jeremy McLaughlin and Alonzo Burton. Are we looking at Rasmussen and Greta as the 2 players who are really going to front foot this offense?
Yeah, they are absolutely essential in how they show up today, especially on the offensive end, getting this team going for them to get this win. But Alonzo Burton also coming in quite hot. He's coming off a 17-point game. He needs to step up and he needs to shoot the ball well tonight. Or sorry, today.
Yeah, and we caught up with Alonzo Burton just a few moments ago. Let's hear from him.
I'm here with Alonzo Burton of the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Can you just speak to me about your guys' last game? Obviously a thriller that you won in overtime, coming in today with some momentum. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, we feel good. Obviously good to get a win on the board, and especially go through the trenches and get one in overtime. And it was obviously a special night, retiring Paul Hanare, legend of the basketball in New Zealand, retiring his jersey. So good to get a win for him, for us, and yeah, we're looking forward to tonight.
Awesome. And the last time you matched up against these guys back at home, you only went down by 2. You must have some confidence coming into tonight there without Chris Johnson. Can you give me some keys that you guys will be thinking of winning this game?
I think for us it's taking care of the rebounding count. In the last game against the Bulls, we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, so obviously with Rob and Tommy Vidoni in there, we've got to take care of the boards, and we'll just go out there and play hard and see what the result is at the end.
Great to hear from Alonzo Burton there out of the Hawke's Bay Hawks. But let's take a look at this Auckland Tuatara starting lineup. So much power, so much depth in this Tuatara roster. Josh Dilling, Sean Bairstow, Isaac Davidson, Rob Lowe and Tom Vodanovich. Obviously big news before this game, as you mentioned earlier, Chris Johnson sidelined with a back injury, so Vodanovich brought up into the starting lineup. How much is that going to affect this Auckland roster, do you think?
I mean, what a luxury it is when you can bring someone like Tommy V into your starting group. You see a tall black, a very experienced player in this league. Depth is what this Tuatara squad has, and I think we're going to see play out today. A couple key people that they need to shut down, obviously Rob Lowe inside, and then Dilling on the outside.
Yeah, one of those players who could get a bit more time off the bench because of Johnson's injury is Josh Ledger, who just played in the Rapid League contest. We caught up with him a few moments ago.
I'm here with Josh Ledger from the Tuatara. This is your 3rd year with the team. It feels like every year it's kind of championship or bust. What's your mentality this year, and potentially anything different from the last couple seasons?
Yeah, I think a championship is always the mentality. Obviously, the main core of the team returned, 3 new imports, but 3 imports that have brought straight into the New Zealand culture, straight into Cam's way of coaching. I think that Cam does a great job of keeping the main thing, and just that if we play our way, that the results will come.
Awesome. And then the last time you faced the Hawks, you only got the win by 2, so can't be too complacent, you know, coming off that winning streak that you guys are on. What's the key messages or the key points for today's game?
Yeah, definitely. They're a great team. Regardless of what the results show, a lot of their losses have been by single digits, and we're very aware of that. Stopping guys like Dan Greta, Keone Rasmussen, they're great in transition. So trying to limit that should hopefully go a long way in us getting the result tonight.
Awesome. And then with Chris Johnson out tonight, what are the adjustments your team is going to make without him? Obviously, he sat a little bit in that Saints game, so you feel confident there. But yeah, can you just give us some insight in that?
Yeah, CJ Benell's massive. He's a massive part for our team, whether it's on the court, on the sideline, just big culture guy. So yeah, it's on the rest of us to step up and trying to fill the shoes that CJ has left. Probably a lot we'll look at hopefully me and Kingston as we step into that role with CJ Benell. But I think that regardless of that, other roster we have I think they will be fine.
Great to hear from Josh Ledger there, put up 7 points, 9 rebounds and 4 assists in that Rapid League contest. Potentially a bit more of a role for him this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tuatara need him to stay ready. Obviously, Chris Johnson out, that size advantage that the Tuatara has. They'll be calling his name earlier in this matchup. But let's have a look at this Chemist Warehouse head-to-head as well.
Yeah, 97 points the Auckland Tuatara putting up per game. That's 3rd in the league. The Hawks, well, they need to tighten up their defence, I suppose, conceding 97.1 points per game. As you can see, the Auckland Tuatara won that 6-game winning streak. The Hawks also coming off a win. But what do you make of the key matchup there? Sean Bairstow, Dan Greta.
Yeah, Dan Greta, how he goes is how this Hawks team goes. He is the key to this team. His ability to score, rebound and defend is absolutely essential to this Hawks squad. And then Sean Bairstow really gets things going. He's a taller guard that can dish the ball out, obviously knock it down as well. But everybody in this Tuatara squad, all 5 can initiate offense and all such threats on that side of the floor.
The match officials for this afternoon, Ryan Jones, Reese Hamilton and Danielle Cooge. As we are just about to get underway at Event Finder Stadium, where the Tuatara are unbeaten in season 2026. It'll be Rob Lowe and Jeremy McLaughlin to compete for the ball. If you're just joining us, the Auckland Tuatara winning the earlier Rapid League contest 45-37, so stay at the top of that ladder as well, just dominating both leagues at the moment, this Auckland Tuatara outfit, sporting so much depth. But the Hawke's Bay Hawks, let's not count them out, pulled off an overtime victory against the Franklin Bulls. We saw the Taranaki Airs upset the Southland Sharks earlier this week, so it is all on. The ball is with Rob Lowe. Dilling over the top to Vodanovic, filling in for Chris Johnson in a starting spot. Now from the outside and getting us underway early is Davison.
Davison, we know him as a shooter, we know him as a sniper. You've got to know where he is at all times on the floor.
Rasmussen bringing it back for the Hawks. McLaughlin's there, also Greta. Greta all the way to the rim, starting strongly, Dan Greta.
Greta, athletic and quick, gets to the rim at ease. Got to shut that down.
Dilling looks on the outside to Davison. Now inside to Bairstow. Burton's on him. Bit short from Bairstow.
You can see him going right to that height advantage, takes it in the paint, nice fadeaway. Comes from a very strong basketball family. Greta, aggressive early.
Looking for space in the paint, finding it. Dan Greta puts up a jumper, and he's got 4.
Dan Greta, top 20 scorer in this league, averaging going with 20 points per game.
Oh, Bairstow passed it to himself, and that'll be a turnover.
Have another look, Dan Greta turning that corner, pulling up over 2. Has the athleticism to get that shot up over most in this league.
Here's Greta, he's got 2 buckets so far. Makes a bit of space here for McLaughlin from beyond the arc. Too much on that one. Vodanovic with the rebound.
McLaughlin shooting the 3 ball at 30%.
Oh, the pass over the top from Bairstow. Way too high for Vodanovic, and a turnover.
Couple enforced, or sorry, self-inflicted turnovers from the Tuatara. McLaughlin down low.
Spinning into play. Rob Lowe got a finger to that. Comes up with the rebound. Auckland still looking for their second bucket, and it'll almost not quite come from Davison. Lovely work there from Greeter, who's going to run it back, continuing this aggressive start. Gets to the rim. Oh, it's all stuck in there. Don't see that too often.
No, don't see the wedgies. Back Greeter. This goes coast to coast so quickly. Putting in a shift on both ends of the floor right now.
Dan Greeter's been strong early. All 4 of Hawke's Bay's points. He's found space in the paint. He's got the ball now. Dan Greeter will take a shot from the free throw line and slot it too. That's 6 for Dan Greeter, averaging 20.2 points in the league and 9 rebounds per game. That's 9th overall in the league for rebounds. So strong around the board as well. Vodanovic hits the floor.
Yeah, a little bit of action, physicality off the ball between Clifton Bush III and Tommy Vodanovic. Tommy V, this is his 150th game in the New Zealand NBL. Quite a feat, and the kick by Rasmussen will give the Tuatara the ball back.
Ball over the top to Lowe from Dilling. Bairstow trying to make some room, but instead he goes back to Dilling, puts up the 3 ball, won't go, and falls for Burton. Here's Rasmussen. Averaging 20.5 points per game, puts up the 3 ball. Rims out, and Davison with the rebound.
Rasmussen and Greeter, the 2 aggressors for the Hawke's Bay squad. Davidson, can he get another?
Not quite, just a little too much on that, but a good look from Isaac Davidson. Bush. Greeter scored all of Hawke's Bay's points so far, and add 3 more.
That is what it looks like when you feed the hot hand. Just give him the ball, he's putting it in right now.
Vodanovic, Davidson. Dilling to the rim, in off the board, and 1.
Smart play by Dilling. We see that hard show come, attacks that left side of the big coming out and gets himself straight to the rim.
McLaughlin's not happy. Felt he caught an elbow in the eye there. You can see him reeling after the contact from Dilling, but it'll be a foul in favour of Auckland.
But Dilling, as we see on that replay, just such good ability to turn the corner.
Adds the extra. There's Josh Dilling.
Quick sub by the Tuatara. Zach Riley in the game.
Dilling comes out. The early substitution from Auckland is Rasmussen brings it back for the Hawks. Greeter, who scored 9 points so far, all of Hawke's Bay's points, with ball in hand again. Can he add 2 more? No, not quite. Low with the rebound, and we're getting an illustration already of how important Dan Greeter is going to be to this Hawke's Bay side as Bairstow tries to get into the paint. Over the top, Greeter with the rebound. Dan Greeter looking outside to McLaughlin. Here's Rasmussen. Had to put the shot up, and it was short. An opportunity for Auckland up the other end. Here's Riley into the game. Crowded, he's an option. Davidson, low, space for Vodanovic, 3-pointer. That one won't go. Greeter, another rebound. He's a one-man team.
All right, he does it all. I mean, he knows one way. See Rasmussen trying to get in on the action, draws the foul inside.
Dan Greeter, he's going to come out of the game after a strong start. Murphy and Carter come in, 2 Rapid League players. And Bairstow's going to come out for Auckland, as well as Rob Lowe.
Jacob Murphy last season was the only player to play all 22 games for the Hawks. And Kobe Carter, captain of the Rapid League squad,
Rasmussen finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin in the paint, up to the rim, short, gets the offensive board. Has a second attempt, and that one's short as well. Cam Glidden shouting instructions to his Auckland Tuatara side. Dilling back into the game. Over the top to Ledger. Davidson. Dilling for three. Rims out. Bush with the rebound. Here's Rasmussen. He's got McLaughlin there with him. A look over to the left to Bush. Carter into the game. Here's Rasmussen all the way to the rim. Too much on that. The Hawks just not converting around the rim at this point.
No, they're not. He's had a couple good looks at it. It's such a good ability to put his head down and get to the rim. And Josh Ledger very frustrated with that turnover.
Long ball to Bush from Carter. It's going to fall for the Hawks rather fortunately. Here's Murphy. Dilling guarding him. Looking for an option. Fires the ball into McLaughlin, but unable to take it. Fast break opportunity for Auckland. Riley to the rim. Contact there. Basket won't fall. Still there for Auckland though. Dilling looking for a channel. Spinning in the paint. Eventually puts the shot up. That's short. Gets the rebound. Converts on the second attempt.
Gets his own way to stay with it. Dilling. Fancy footwork inside. Pivoting, trying to find an angle. Have another look at it. Multiple pivots, multiple fakes. He gets it back and finishes the job.
As well, have a quick timeout. It's an interestingly poised game because the Tuatara look a little bit more well-rounded. Dan Greta will be stoked with his start. The rest of Hawke's Bay, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, get Dan Greta the ball. We want someone, if you're the Hawks, sorry, they want someone else to step up. We know Rasmussen can do it. They need Alonzo Burden to get going. He's taking a break. But Jacob Murphy and Kobe Cutter, they've been in this squad a lot. They've been in this league. They know what it takes to win games. So it's good to see them getting in early and getting a feel for it.
Just a 1 point difference, but as we mentioned, all of the points to Hawke's Bay coming from Dan Greta so far. So far. No other scorers as of yet. Dilling has 5 for Auckland, 3 from Isaac Davidson.
Now we've mentioned Chris Johnson being out for the Tuatara. Chase Jeter, another CJ I guess, also out for the Hawks, as well as Tommy Ferguson. So that's 2 bigs that are out for the Hawks. You know, missing pieces in there. You need the likes of McLaughlin to really have some paint presence for this Hawks side.
Greta comes back into the fold for the Hawks. Dilling and Riley both on the court for Auckland. The Hawke's Bay to bring it back through Rasmussen. Let's get on the score sheet, averaging over 20 a game. It's Greta. Greta driving against Josh Ledger. The layup won't go. Bogdanovic with the rebound. Zach Riley. Guarded by Rasmussen. Double teamed now, so give the ball to Bogdanovic. Is Dilling. Long pass out to the corner and sliding it too. There's Wilkie into the contest.
Great vision by Tom Bogdanovic in that low post. He knew the double was coming from the base. Someone was going to be open, and they make them pay.
Hawks back in possession. Here's Carter. Standout players from their Rapid League side. It's Greta putting up the 3 ball. Too much on it. Auckland come up with it. Here's Dilling. Wanting space in the circle for Ledger. Can't get the layup to go, but comes up with it.
Unlucky to step out of bounds on that one, but that's a great cut off the ball. We saw out of the pick and roll, Tommy V popped. That extra defender came over. And so while their back was turned, that's a great time to cut into the paint.
Good atmosphere at FIBA Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. Decent crowd too, and all the way to the rim. taking flight was Rasmus.
And that's a way to finish it off. He smoked a couple early, but gets it on the third try.
Well, it's the first Hawke's Bay Hawk to score other than Greta. Definitely need a contribution from Rasmussen tonight there to take the lollies here from Event Finder Stadium, where the Auckland Tuatara are unbeaten. Bad pass there from Tuatara, but let's take another look at this dunk. Rasmussen all the way.
So quick, can get downhill at ease, and we said between him and Greta, he needs to show up tonight. So good to So good to see him get himself going in this first quarter.
Here he is again. Rasmussen this time putting up a jumper. Hung in the air for a while there. Did well to collect the rebound though. Here's Greta. Offloads to Burt. Back outside to Murphy. Rasmussen. Corner three. Too far. And Rob Lowe with the rebound.
Better ball movement from the Hawks though. Getting that offensive rebound. Rotating it around to their shooter in the corner.
3 rebounds for Rob Lowe so far as Davidson offloads to Wilkie, who slotted that corner 3 just a few moments ago. Here's Riley. Riley bumping into Greta, putting it up. Slotting it with Zach Riley.
Riley likes this matchup. Let's remember last time these two teams faced off, he was the guy that sealed the game for the Tuatara.
Minute 20 to go in this opening quarter. Greta trying to drive into the paint, draws the foul beautifully, and he'll head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line after getting the bucket.
You know what you're going to get from Greta every night. He's going to bring the energy, he's going to bring the intensity. Look at that rip going left, absorbs the contact, has the body control to finish the shot.
Well, looking like a special night already for Dan Greta. He's at 11 points for this quarter. Still a minute 18 to go. He's got a foul to shoot here. Event Finder Stadium tries to get it rocking to put off Greta. No can do. Hawke's Bay with the slight advantage. Dan Greta with 12. Rob Lowe finds Bairstow. Bairstow looking for space in the paint. Burt comes up with the rebound. Murphy. Burt finds a bit of space inside. That's an air ball.
But you want him taking that look. It's a great option to come off that pick and roll. You know, they're in that drops coverage. Just pull up in that space. We know he can knock that down.
Here he is again. There's Taylor. Ooh, the 3 ball looks good. Bairstow comes up with the rebound. 45 to go in this opening quarter. Nice pass to Rob Lowe. Bit of contact in there. Hawks aren't too displeased with that.
Great wraparound by Zach Riley to give it in to Rob Lowe. Let's have another look at it for this pick and roll. Puts it on a platter for Rob Lowe by the rim.
Slots his first of the afternoon. Rob Lowe from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Good start to this game. This is tight. It might be first versus last on the ladder, but wow, we might be in for a contest here, Crystal.
Yeah, absolutely. We spoke earlier about, you know, this bench contingent for the Hawks being a part of the squad for a few years now, being in this league. They've just been waiting for an opportunity for their name to be called.
Here's Burt. Davidson guarding him, spinning in the paint. Again, not there for Burt. Dilling brings it back for Auckland, 20 on the clock. Trying to get the pick and roll going with Rob Lowe. Dilling fires a pass to Bairstow. Bairstow denied by Taylor, but the foul is called.
Wow, very different angle down on the base for the Bartercard official, because that looked like a lot of ball up top. But how about the cut? We saw the Tuatara just run a little Spanish pick and roll. That weak side fell asleep.
Did look like he got the ball too. Cam Glidden had a nice grin on his face as well, I noticed. The Auckland coach as Bairstow slots the first.
Oh, if he had missed that, I would have said, ball don't lie. But hey, you take what you can get, play the game the Barter card officials are calling.
Besto makes it 2 from 2, a 3-point lead for the Tuatara. One last chance to get a shot off here for the Hawks. They fire it down court. It won't go, and the Auckland Tuatara head into the break with a 3-point lead. What have you made of the opening quarter? Tight contest.
Yeah, tight contest. I think the Hawks are sitting in a really good position. You know, one possession down, only down 3. Dan Greta, though, he's the guy that you've got to shut down if you're the Tuatara. 12 points in the first quarter, just too many.
Stick with us on Sky Sport. Back with second quarter action in just a few moments.
We're about to count down. We need your help with this one. Let's count them down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's see. This is the really tough here. We're going to shoot it. Each bucket equals the size of South. We'll get to New York and Pizza. We're rolling in the right. Good stuff. He's locked in. Yes. We're nice. We'll keep it on. Let's go. Grant the shoot up top. You got 30 more seconds. Keep it rolling. Good rhythm for both. Two boxes of sound, one each. One for the middle. Second roll. Good one. Playing there. 10 seconds remaining. Keep it going. Here we go.
Sorry, can I steal a little look at your cheek?
5. Let's do the other one. 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Auckland Tuatara have the advantage over the Hawke's Bay Hawks by 3 points after the first quarter. Tight start at Event Finder Stadium. Dan Greta making a statement early. 12 points in this opening quarter. My name is Nathan Lim, alongside me, tall friend Crystal Leger-Walker. Crystal, well, Greta's on a heater, isn't he?
Absolutely is. Every time he touched the ball before he took a seat on the bench, it was going in. Cooled off a little bit, going out on the pine. But yeah, he is the one to watch for if you're a Hawks fan.
Another one to watch is that $30 large cheese pizza from Sal's. Use the QR code on the screen. Sal's Champ 26, Saturday night. Put your feet up, don't worry about cooking. Get yourself a large cheese pizza. Sometimes you don't want anything complicated. You don't want to bother with all the toppings. You just want some simple cheese.
No, don't have to have a debate about pineapple or anything.
Yeah, we'd get stuck in if we started a debate about pineapples. Dilling has the ball for Auckland. Rob Lowe will put up a 3. Won't go, and Hawke's Bay come up with the rebound. Tipped on by Rasmussen, who has the ball now. Rasmussen, the only Hawke's Bay player other than Greta to have a bucket so far in the contest. Certainly need other scoring options, and here he is offloading the ball to McLaughlin, and there's his first of the afternoon.
Yeah, we said McLaughlin needs to step up, especially with Jeter out, have that presence inside. That time finishes it off. And these fouls now starting to add up for the Hawks and for Clifton Bush III in particular.
Don't want to be giving away needless points. Auckland will ball back. Inbound from Sean Bairstow finds Josh Dilling. Dilling to Davidson. Lethal from beyond the arc is Isaac Davidson. Low, nice ball to Bairstow. Dilling has a contested 3 opportunity, and there you go, slots it. Not afraid to make a little gesture at Burton as well after it fell.
Yeah, no, that is a great look. Work the clock all the way down to the last second. Ezra Eagle can't respond. We saw him knock a few of those down in Rapid League. But the Tuatara so unselfish. and moving the ball.
That's why they've got such a good spread of scorers as Dylan gets into the paint, stripped away by Rasmussen. Rasmussen on the fast break. Gives it to Greta. Burton, heavy contact there with Dylan, gets into the paint, finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin floats in his second.
McLaughlin doing a great job of just sliding in behind that driver, ready for that floater.
Ooh. Burton managed to get a hand in there, goes out of bounds. Zach Riley comes in for Auckland. Dylan comes out of the equation. Therefore, Vodanovic. Davidson. Oh, yeah, good from beyond the arc, Isaac Davidson.
How sweet is his shot? High release, high arc on it. Second three of the game.
Rasmussen, he puts up a three ball, can't respond. Davidson back in possession. Well, crowded in there as McLaughlin making life hard, but he's called for the foul. He's not happy about it either.
Definitely looked like he got him on the arm on that reach.
Davidson finds Riley. Here's Vodanovic. Bairstow looking for a lane. Over the top two, Vodanovic almost puts it in off the backboard, and the foul is called.
Great patience on Bairstow to get himself into the paint, draw that defender, an easy dish for Tommy B down low.
Sitting on 8 fouls now, already the Hawks. As the first one is slotted by Vodanovic.
Yeah, the bigs getting in foul trouble for the Hawks. Clifton Bush the third on 3, McLaughlin on 2. Definitely want to tidy it up inside.
You want to keep an eye on for sure as here's Greta. Outside the arc, short. Davidson on Greta, gets around him, lays it in off the board, got airtime, did Isaac Davidson.
Davidson, that little head fake for the 3, opens him up for the drive. Greta probing.
We've got a fast-paced game here, it's end-to-end stuff. Rasmussen looking for a lane. Finds McLaughlin at the free throw line. McLaughlin, that's his third one he's floated in off the left mid.
Okay, McLaughlin, floater specialist right now. Great snake dribble by Rasmussen to open him up.
Davidson finds Bairstow, and Bairstow in off the board, nice and safe.
Second time today we've seen Bairstow just slice in along that baseline for an easy 2.
McLaughlin, another floater, again.
Man, is that going to be his new title? Floater King?
Jeremy the Floater McLaughlin, as Riley tries to get to the rim, denied by Rasmussen, but it's fallen for Bairstow. Here's Vodanovic. Vodanovic is good from 3.
Vodanovic, versatile, points at the Hawks bench. Lets them know, guard me out here.
Auckland starting to flex their offensive muscle is 10 points now, the margin, with just over 6 to go in the second quarter. McLaughlin's been good so far in this second quarter. Greta hasn't added to his 12 from the first quarter. No points so far from Eagle or Burton.
Yeah, the Tuatara definitely want to talk about McLaughlin and those catches inside. Now, if he's got to get it there, it's hard to defend that floater with his size. Can they do their work early and stop him getting the ball?
Yeah, Auckland obviously missing Chris Johnson. So experienced, so dominant around the board. And when you've got Rob Lowe and Chris Johnson in your starting lineup, and then you've got Vodanovic off the bench, it's no wonder that Auckland Tuatara have been so dominant this season.
Yeah, and also just, you know, Chris Johnson's length inside as well, just being able to challenge that shot, alter looks inside, that gives the Tuatara different looks defensively as well.
Well, the Auckland Tuatara leading the league in rebounding, 44.3 per game. The Hawks are not too bad in that area, 5th overall, 41.9. Auckland also second in field goal percentage, shooting at 49%. Hawks shooting at 45.
The Hawks know that they need to win the rebounding battle, the battle on the glass, to have a chance in this game. The last time these two teams matched up, they actually won that.
Is it right to say the Hawks will want this game to be physical? They want it to be a bit messy, stop Auckland from getting into their flow?
I think, you know, Tuatara definitely has the advantage in size, so the inside matchups, but the guards for the Hawks, the way they get themselves downhill is dangerous, as we see there right on cue, Rasmussen with the fadeaway.
His second bucket of the afternoon, Keanu Rasmussen. Auckland try to respond. Bairstow. Vodanovic. Looking for space. There wasn't much of it, but he made it.
Hey, we know he can do that. A little bit of bully ball, getting himself inside, making space on the left.
Rasmussen, nice bounce pass. Another floater for McLaughlin. That one doesn't go, but Auckland called for the foul.
Good read by Tommy V to come over and stunt it. That unfortunate to get that foul call, but have another look at it. Comes off his own just to challenge that floater, challenge McLaughlin, who's had a lot of success.
Don't forget, every made free throw contributing to the Hoops in School program. Get hoops at your school, Southland, Otago. It's your turn. Use that QR code on the screen. Find out about how you can get some basketball hoops at your school. It's Chemist Warehouse.
Now, if you haven't seen it, go check out the Basketball New Zealand socials. Tommy V actually features in the ad, him, Bailey Flavel, and it's actually quite entertaining, filmed down in Ngaruawahia.
Bairstow crowded, finds Vodanovic, can't lay it in off the board, but the foul called on Bird. How many's that now?
I think that's just his first, if it is on Burton. But that's what the Tuatara wants to do. Get those mismatches, make the most of the size that they have down low. Feed the beast.
9 fouls overall for the Hawks, just 3 for Auckland. They've been clinical with their free throws so far. Auckland 8 from 8 now. So making the Hawks pay when they do commit those fouls. And second one comes up short there for Vodanovic. So Greta bringing it back for the Hawks. Dan Greta finding space. Looks outside though to Eagle. Bairstow with the rebound.
Oh, look at this matchup down low. Ezra Eagle battling inside versus Tommy V.
Oh, yeah, really getting into the physical battle. Tom Vodanovic giving Eagle a shove in the back. The offensive foul rules out his bucket, and a right grin from Tom Vodanovic.
And we've got a technical to go with it as well.
He's not happy about it.
And this is why I love being here live. This extra going on. It's a nice play, good idea to go for the high-low, but that push-off is what was whistled.
Not afraid to get into that physical, sort of niggly battle. Tom Vodanovic likes to talk as well on the court, get inside people's heads, give his side confidence. He comes off the court, and goes Josh Ledger. 8 points the difference. Greta, got the shoulder going there. Oh, again! Spinning into the paint, lays it in off the board.
Let's have a look at the replay online. Cam Glidden say that's contact. They want the charge.
Greta gets the call though. So he's got 14 now. Can't add the extra. Low with the rebound.
Maybe a little ball don't lie moment there. this free throw. Tuatara, Wilkie.
Zach Riley. Spinning off the left mid. Won't go. Greeter with the rebound. Got 5 rebounds so far. Dan Greeter. Oh, picked off the pass there by Riley.
Oh. Cam Glidden wants a timeout. You can feel the Tuatara tension rising. Doesn't want to risk another technical foul out of any of his players. But Riley, how about the active hands? Getting in on the post and picking off the ball before getting that kick.
Let's take another look here. Just came off his foot there. The trailing right boot. There's a bit of tension in this Auckland team, as you mentioned. We just saw Bojanovic come out of the game after a technical foul. 6 points the difference, and the Hawks won't mind this. The Hawks won't mind getting a bit under Auckland's skin this early.
No, absolutely not. We've seen the Hawks get in a little bit of foul trouble, especially their bigs. But that physicality that you spoke about starting to unravel this Tuatara squad. But they're at the top of the table for a reason. These players care, they get up, they're active.
What do you think the Hawks would be talking about at this point in the contest?
I mean, if I'm them, I'm just staying, getting under these guys' skin. You know, giving them cheeky little bumps coming down the court if you can. But just sticking with what they're doing. Moving the ball well, getting themselves downhill, trying to get some stops where they can. Oh, and interestingly, do we see Clifton Bush III back out on the court? A lot of trust put in him with those 3 fouls.
Rasmussen on Davidson. Plenty of contact there. Shot comes off the side of the backboard, falls for Auckland.
Good defense by Davidson to stay straight up on that. Rob Lowe.
Getting contact going there with McLaughlin. Now Dilling from outside.
I need to ask him what that little celebration is. Not quite the scuba.
Bush. Looks outside for Murphy. Here's Greeter. Greeter. Gets the call.
Greeter so quick off the mark. And a good wheel by Clifton Bush III on that drive as well. Initially on that block, wheeled out to give space for Greeter to attack.
Greeter's got 14 points, 5 rebounds so far. Last game had 23.7 rebounds, 4 assists in the overtime win over the Bulls as he makes it 15 for this afternoon. Rasmussen had 25 last game, Burton had 17 and McLaughlin 14.
Man, and not just talking about points, how about we go back to Keanu Rasmussen last game? 25 points and 15 assists.
15 assists.
It's insane.
You never see those numbers.
No, not at all. I mean, if you've been to a Franklin Bulls game and watched Carter Witt, it's pretty good at getting the ball around the court too, but 15 assists to go with 25 points, crazy numbers.
Absolutely insane. Here's Lowe, battling to the rim, and it's a good contest between Lowe and McLaughlin there. As we go up the other end, is Murphy. McLaughlin and Lowe both just getting down the end of the court now as Greeter puts up the 3 ball. McLaughlin just flies in there for the rebound. Won't quite reel it in.
Good hustle to get himself back in the play and attempt that rebound as we see the Tuatara make a quick exchange between Davidson and Lowe.
Good energy this afternoon at FIBA Stadium. Lots of locals, plenty of kids filing in. Saturday afternoon basketball, prime time. Massive time for sport at the moment. Of course, looking forward to the Super Rugby final tonight. Another Souths NBL game coming up after this as well. Of course, here's Dilling. Dilling finds Ledger at the rim. Can't get it to fall off the board. Opportunity for Murphy up the other end, wrestling for it and coming up with his Greta, denied by Ledger. Greta tries to strip it off Dilling. In fact, Wilkie.
That's 2 fouls on Dan Greta. Tuatara do a good job of recovering, because that's where the Hawks are so dangerous in transition. Have another look, got blocked. Just that reach from behind. Easy call for the Bartercard official.
And at the other end of the court, number 9, the sharpshooter, Dylan Wilkie, will be taking some shots. Hit from the Chemist Warehouse.
And the Hawks already in the bonus, so Wilkie goes from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. Slots the first. And the second to boot. Tuatara brought up 40 as Wilkie checks out for Bairstow. Greta also moving up the court. Here's Rasmussen. Rasmussen driving all the way to the rim.
Crafty finish with that Pinoy step. Gets the fake on the first step, steps around with the second while the D's in the air.
Ledger. Nice bounce pass there to Bairstow. Bairstow up and under and in.
Bairstow so slippery along that baseline. Great back cut and good delivery on the pass.
Difference is 9. Rasmussen finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin, that's away to the left.
Good defense by the smaller Riley to contain McLaughlin inside and challenge that shot.
Auckland looking to push this lead into double digits. Here's Riley to the rim and one.
That is exactly how you attack a hard show. Go at the big, get around them, and almost use them as a double screen.
Looks like Ioane is going to check into the game for the first time alongside Lowe. Ledger and Davidson checking out. Saw Casey Ioane produce an eye-catching rapid league display earlier on here at Event Finder Stadium. Potentially he can catch some more airtime in the South NBL fixture as Riley adds the extra.
Yeah, Ioane, absolute highlight package out of that game for him.
Might find it slightly more difficult with the NBL starters having significantly more height than the rapid league ones. Here's Greta trying to add to his total, does so. He's got 18.
Great pull up by Greta once again, just picking his moments.
Bairstow to Lowe. Lowe can't lay it in. Stripped away too. Not too much success earlier in the rim for Rob Lowe. Foul is called on Rasmussen.
Well, they want to say it's on the ground. They put that foul on Rob Lowe. Zach Riley trying to put his hand up and claim it.
Rasmussen will head to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
Sorry, that foul was called on the ground, but because both teams are in the bonus, he'll shoot a couple Chemist Warehouse free throws.
Slots the first. And the second. Keanu Rasmussen. As a timeout is called. 8 points the difference here. Greta, well, he's just carried on in a similar vein from the first quarter where he had 12. He's now got 18, 7 rebounds. He is on track to put up some ridiculous numbers in this contest.
He's on track for almost a 40-point game. But we're seeing this is kind of how we predicted it would go in terms of Dan Greta, Keanu Rasmussen taking a lot of that scoring load or offensive load for the Hawks. McLaughlin's been great with his floaters, but if you have a look at the Auckland Tuatara and their scoring spread, pretty much everyone that's got on the court has got a good look and got some shots up, got some points next to their name. So just seeing the difference in depth between these two squads.
Yeah, we'll be sure to see that depth later on in the contest as well. Get into the third and fourth quarter. Jeremy McLaughlin's had a great second quarter, hasn't he? He didn't have any points out of the first quarter. He's got 10 so far.
No, and he's been quite efficient doing it as well. 44% from the field. And also rebounding the ball for the Hawks. Dan Greta leading that way with 7.
Burton's going to check back in for the Hawks, as will Bush. McLaughlin, Rasmussen there as well. And Cutter. Notice also Tom Ferdanovic having a conversation with our Bartercard match officials as well. He's taken out of the game after conceding a technical foul, so just wanted to just get things straight, make sure he understands things. Does Auckland bring the ball back? Here's your warning.
I mean, when you've played 150 games in this league, you earn some of that respect from the refs. Besto.
Oh, got the tip, did Rob Lowe. Finishes it off after Besto's floater rims out. Yeah, Tom Ferdanovic, 150 NBL games, 50 as well, coincidentally for the Auckland Tuatara tonight.
Yeah, he's been in this league a while. Played for a lot of different clubs over his time, but found a home here with the Tuatara the last few seasons. Rasmussen can't get it.
Burton can, though, and lays it in at the rim. Sorry, Bush. Clifton Bush the third. .13 seconds to go in the quarter, and we'll have a BNZ player timeout. BNZ invested in New Zealand basketball. They're giving away 5,000 tickets to school groups, sports groups and community groups to come along and see a South NPL game. Scan the QR code on screen, fill out your group's details and grab your tickets to the big game with thanks to BNZ. Here we go, Auckland. What could be the last play of the half. Here's Dilling, puts up the 3 ball. Grim out. Lowe was there for the rebound, but doesn't fall for him. Long shot from the Hawke's Bay Hawks through Rasmussen, won't go. And so the Auckland Tuatara will head into halftime with a 47 points to 37. Excuse me. Auckland Tuatara with a sizable lead heading into this halftime break. I think the score I read out just before was a bit out of date. The Auckland Tuatara will be very comfortable, and Crystal's over there with Dan Greta.
Okay, we have some awesome.
I'm here with Dan Greta from the Hawks. Sorry about the delay. You've been cooking in the first half, but you need some more contributions from the rest of your team. How are you going to make that happen?
Oh, I think, it's a team basketball game, so we all got to do our job, and I think the boys are doing really well right now. We had a bit of a slow start, but yeah, I think we're really poised and ready to make a good push in this second half.
And what do you think your coach is about to say to you in the locker room about tidying up and fixing going into the second half?
Exactly what you said. Tidying up and fixing is probably what we need to do. A lot of little things are getting us, offensive rebounds. I got back cut a few times, things like that. If we can clean that up, we're going to be so much better for it in the second half.
Awesome. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Great to hear from Dan Greta there. The Auckland Tuatara leading the Hawke's Bay Hawks 47-39 after 2 quarters. Stick with us on Sky Sport. We'll be back with some stats and analysis in just a few moments.
Are we ready? Let's count down. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hawke to recover. The challenge is on. Going out, Reagan first. going to have to try. First one done. Then we got the next one. We're going to go around home and over next. Which side? Oh, time's coming in. Then to the Chemist Warehouse. All the way around to Ringden. And then into the home to win. Esther on there. Let's see if the home. Oh, yes, he's done it nicely that time round. Let's see if they can make it home. Final leg coming up. Super power, and then it's the call. They've been practicing out the back. You can see all that practice. He's been constant breaking efforts here. This could be the final one. It is. Across the line, the winner. Nice. Oh, the daughter. She's been great for all there. Thanks to Hawke. Triple duck. Now they're turning it over. And how good also. Tuatara. Honestly, very simple. Nice challenge. Now we have our emoji challenge here for time round two, the emoji game on screen. Charlotte here. Charlotte, let's hear it for Charlotte, everyone. She is one of our biggest fans, if not the biggest fan of the Tuatara. Now let's see if she can put that into play here. All she has to do with an emoji challenge is to emoji and the right name. The current Tuatara players by using the emojis, you know what I mean?
The Auckland Tuatara lead the Hawke's Bay Hawks 47-39 after 2 quarters of action at Event Finder Stadium on Auckland's North Shore, where the Tuatara are unbeaten in this South's NBL season. My name is Nathan Lim, alongside me Tallfern, Crystal Ledger Walker. Crystal, what can we take away from those opening 2 quarters?
Well, that first quarter, Dan Greta being on an absolute heater is something we should take away. But also, we've really harped on about the depth of this Tuatara, but what about the unselfishness of them moving the ball around as well? Everyone chipping in and getting a piece. The second half, we really need someone else for the Hawks to step up.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these Chemist Warehouse stats. And you mentioned Dan Greta got on an absolute heater in that first quarter, put up 12 points. He's got 18. McLaughlin had none after the first quarter, but he got 10 in the second. Rasmussen with a couple of buckets as well. He's got 8. But those 3 really doing all of the scoring for the Hawks. Take a look at the rebounds. Greta's also up there with 7. He's having a game, isn't he?
I mean, almost getting a double-double in the first half is very impressive, but nobody else other than Greta, you know, you'd expect to do something like that. But let's also look at some of these stats from the 3. Dan Greta, the only one to knock down a 3 ball for the Hawks. They've gone 1 from 11 from outside. On the opposite side, the Tuatara, they're 6 from 12. They're shooting the ball at 50%. Got to do a better job if you're the Hawks at finding shooters, making those shots tough. On the Tuatara, though, one thing that they'll be wanting to tidy up is the turnovers. They turned it over 6 times that first half. A few of those unforced. They'll be looking to clean things up on that side. And the Hawks doing quite a good job of looking after the ball, only having 1 turnover on their side.
Yeah, the Auckland Tuatara without Chris Johnson due to a back injury this afternoon. The Hawks without Chase Jeter due to a knee issue. But stick with us on Sky Sport. We'll be back very shortly with 3rd quarter action at Auckland's Event Finder Stadium. It's the Auckland Tuatara leading the Hawke's Bay Hawks 47-39. The Auckland Tuatara are chasing their 7th win on the bounce and have started strongly, leading the Hawke's Bay Hawks 47-39 after 2 quarters of action at Event Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. My name is Nathan Lim, and alongside me is Torfern Crystal Ledger Walker. Crystal, what have the Hawks got to do to keep pace with the Auckland Tuatara? Because we talked about the depth in Auckland's roster, which is really going to come to the fore later in this contest.
Yeah, if I'm the Hawks, you know, when I spoke to Dan Greta, he said they were trying to tidy up those little things, those back cuts, you know, just those extra things on the defensive end, get them some more stops that gets them going, because we know they're so dangerous in transition and they have the guards that can get out and run and score before that defense of the Tuatara really sets up.
And on the Auckland Tuatara side of the equation, do you think they'll be fairly happy with those first couple of quarters?
I don't think so. You know, we saw them get out of sorts a little bit, giving up a technical foul. Cam Glidden having to call a timeout just to settle his troops down. We spoke about them not getting complacent, but I think they've been a little bit shocked with how this game has started.
Yeah, if we take a look at some of the stats from this contest, Josh Dilling leading the way for Auckland. He's got 11 points. An assist and a couple of rebounds to go with that. Davison has 8. Tom Vodanovic has 8. Sean Bairstow 6. And Rob Lowe 4. Zach Riley's got 5 off the bench. On the Hawke's Bay Hawks side of things, Dan Greta, we mentioned during the halftime stats, 18 points so far in this game, including plus 7 rebounds. He's on track for a really, really impressive stat line. Had 12 in the first quarter, added 6 in the second. Jeremy McLaughlin, no points in the first quarter, scored 10 in the second.
Yeah, he got going. That little floater game came to life in that second quarter. But also another stat, the Hawks have only knocked down 1 3. That coming by way of Dan Greta. They're 1 from 11, shooting 9% from outside. So if they can get hot, get their shooters going, the likes of Alonzo Burden, see some of those go down, that can change the way the Tuatara has to play their defense as well.
Great to see a good crowd filing into Event Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. Plenty of kids, plenty of families getting involved. And a good atmosphere, plenty of music going as well, stamping their feet during the free throws as Hawke's Bay get us underway in this third quarter through Rasmus. Burton from beyond the arc, just short, and Vodanovic uncontested for the rebound.
Lonzo Burton, that was his first three-point attempt of the game. Only taken 2 shots in that first half. Rob Lowe short on the 3.
Rasmussen coming up with it. Here's Greta looking to add to his tally. Rims out. It's Vodanovic and Bairstow competing for it, and in the end they give the turnover away to the Hawks. Here's Greta.
Just so quick to attack any gap or opening he can see.
Here he is, Greta from about the free throw line. Lovely.
I mean,
pull up.
Yeah, that is tough. Little step back to give himself some space, and as that high release to put it in. Davidson off the pick and roll.
Rob Lowe almost laid it in at the rim, picked off the rebound, fighting for it, but the Hawks are going to come up with it.
Good quick hands by Burton. Rasmussen straight down the lane.
And Rob Lowe up the other end, gets one back. The denial of Rasmussen, but match officials make the call and the Hawks will get the inbound pass.
Just love watching the relationship between Rob Lowe, teammates turn coach and player.
McLaughlin just had a foot on the line there, so Auckland will get the ball back. Bairstow finds a lane! Have some of that, says Sean Bairstow.
Wow, exclamation point on that take. Saw him miss some of those layups or fadeaways early, makes no mistake throwing it down.
McLaughlin another floater, too much on that one.
Sean Besto comes from a very successful basketball family. A couple of brothers played in the NBA. His sister was once out here in this very gym a few seasons ago with the Northern Kahu.
Davison with the attempted three-pointer. Will come up for Greta. Greta with the jumper. They'll get another go from beyond the arc. The Hawks doesn't fall for Rasmussen.
Rasmussen sitting on that 8 points. 0 from 3, 0 from 4, sorry, with that one.
Besto fires the ball to Davison, who'll wait for Greta to get out the way, and then put up the 3 and slot it too.
Shot is so pure. Isaac Davidson spent his last few seasons in Europe. He's come home feeling good. Turnover by the Hawks.
There's a bit of miscommunication there between Burton and Bush. Burton just with the 1 point so far, 4 rebounds. Bush with 2 points, 3 rebounds in this third quarter. Dilling finds Vodanovic. Vodanovic to Besto, and Besto laying it in.
And that's what Greta spoke about before the halftime break, that they needed to tidy up those back cuts, that off-the-ball movement. Besto just making them pay.
Dan Greta fighting in the paint. Lays it in nicely off the backboard.
Little hesitation, getting himself in there, and has the hang time to put it up off the backboard.
Dilling finds a lane with the left mitt. Can't get it to fall. And fast break opportunity here for Rasmussen, trying to get around Lowe. Lowe doing well to disrupt, but called for the foul.
Rasmussen, when he's coming at you with a head full of steam, he is hard to stop. Lowe does have the length to tip it from behind, but gets him on the arm.
Rasmussen's first attempt is short. Hawke's Bay trailing by 11.
Not the fake alarm sound right when he goes to shoot it. Talk about off-putting.
I was thinking, are we getting bombed?
Right, not that. Is a fire going down? Where's the emergency exit?
Ten points the difference. Auckland leading this third quarter 7-5 so far. They won the opening one 17-14, and then the second 30-25. So just a slight edge in each quarter so far.
Here's though taking out our cameraman on the way to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. He's come out on a mission in the second half. Have another look. Rasmussen gives him the bump in the body.
First free throw won't fall for Auckland, who have been good from the line. They shoot 70% overall, though, for the season. That's 7th in the league. The Hawks shoot at 68%. That's 9th. Besto, it's the second one fall. Wilkie and Ledger coming onto the court for Auckland. Vodanovic and Davidson coming off.
Besto, so he's aggressive getting himself into the paint. He takes about 6 trips to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line every game.
Rasmussen pulls up, jumper, it's good.
That's pretty. Just stepping back, buying himself some extra space along that base.
11 points for him so far, Rasmussen. Reeder's up to 22. Rob Lowe doing the hard yards in the paint and slotting it off the backboard. He's got 6 to go with his 9 rebounds.
And that is what you call just too little down low. Giving him straight to the big man, Rasmussen, with the change of pace.
Dan Greta to add to his 22. Can do, 24.
Dan Greta, I'm not going to go around you. I'm going to go straight through you and over you with the finish.
Here's Wilkie. He'll put up a 3. Won't quite fall. Greta with the rebound. He's got a double-double now, Dan Greta. 10 rebounds. Rasmussen. Oh, yeah. Similar to what we saw just a few moments ago.
Yeah, he's starting to feel really comfortable down this right side. Jumper looking good.
Riley in the paint, wrestling there. And he will get the foul call. Called on McLaughlin.
McLaughlin at the end of that play, just doing everything he can to make sure Riley does not get the three-point play. He cannot attempt that shot with the way he fouled.
I'm liking the beats that have been fired at the stadium.
Oh yeah, the DJ knows what's up, setting the vibe.
The beats, of course, stop when Auckland gets a free throw.
Right,
I'm not sure it'll be afforded to the Hawks. They instead get the sirens. Riley makes it 2 from 2.
Yeah, this crowd quite tame here. Doesn't hear many boos going on.
Rasmussen, let's try again. Why not? Bit far on that one. Davidson with the rebound. Getting in there to disrupt as well. Davidson having to go back and get it. It's along the baseline, looking for space. Can't lay it in off the board. Burton with the rebound. Back foot. Nice ball to McLaughlin. Finding space, floating it in off the left mid, as we're used to seeing him do. 12 points for him.
He does a great job of getting to that left hand. Stopped on a dime with the turnaround on that one.
Ledger, Davidson, along the baseline. Oh yeah, it's good. Deep 2.
That's nice. Started with the ghost screen by Ledger, slipping out early, getting it straight to his shooter.
Murphy, he'll put up a 3 ball. Won't fall for the Hawks, who trail by 9. Low, spinning in the paint, short.
Trying to give McLaughlin a taste of his own medicine on that one.
3.5 to go in this third quarter as Rasmussen takes it all the way to the board, draws some heavy contact too. Bogdanovic checks in for Low.
Sorry, Rasmussen just really picking his moments of when he wants to take it himself. He knows Dan Greta's out of the game, so that scoring load or responsibility really does fall on him. Have a look there, just goes straight at the body of Riley. Get a little breather at this Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
The Auckland lineup was a little frustrated early in this game. Some of the calls from the match officials, and Cam Glidden just called that timeout. He's got them to settle. We've seen that heat sort of dissipate a little bit on the court.
And talk about heat coming back on the court. Here comes Dan Greta for Rasmussen.
Riley bringing it back up the court. It's a quick fire for Wilkie. Greta with the rebound. Dan Greta crowded in the paint. Looks outside for some help from McLaughlin. But fouled, and the Hawks will get the ball back.
McLaughlin up to his 5th rebound with that one.
7 points the difference. Just over 3 to go in this third quarter. Inbound ball from Greta to Bush. Stripped away though. Fast break opportunity. Here's Riley all the way to the cup. Can't lay it in. Murphy with the rebound. Wrestling for it.
Good defense by Kobe Cutter not to foul or bail Riley out on that drive. Murphy. Oh, Bush third also couldn't get it to go. Tuatara 5 on 4.
Bogdanovic corner 3. Don't see those too often from him. Won't fall, and a foul is called. I believe on Ledger.
That'll be his first, but the team's 4th. Tuatara can't afford any more fouls in this quarter without putting the Hawks to the line.
Greeter, three-point opportunity. Oh yeah, it's good. Dan Greeter, he's got 27.
Dan Greeter heating today.
Tom Badanovic up the other end off the glass.
Oh, and that doesn't look good for Clifton Bush, the third underneath. Just clutching at his ankle, it looks like.
Yeah, heavy contact from Badanovic, who you know is not shy. I hope he's okay. Taking a while to get to his feet too. Bush, the third, and he might have to exit the game here. In fact, he will. He's going to need some help. Had the right leg all compressed with the compression band, but it's the left leg who's in trouble here, potentially an ankle or a knee. And he is really ginger as he gets to the side of the court. That's not a good look.
That's a big loss for the Hawks inside. Yeah, you see that. Yeah, even Tommy B's feeling for him on that. Hope Clifton Bush is okay. We've seen him have a few injuries over the seasons.
Greeter, he'll put up another three ball for 30. That one's an air ball. He had a good look though.
And that would have been a big three. Would have brought that back to one possession.
Hawks, they are within touching distance here of the Tuatara. Ledger looking for Bairstow. Bairstow back to Ledger, wrestling in the paint, and that's good work from Josh Ledger because there was plenty of contact there.
Yeah, absolutely. McLaughlin had him with the other arm, that wraparound, but Josh Ledger able to finish physically inside.
Rasmussen to Greeter, corner three, won't go. Bairstow to bring it back up the court for Auckland. Spinning, pick and roll going with Ledger. Pulls up. Greeter with the rebound.
It's a good look for Bairstow, who we know has that jumper in his bag. Rasmussen
puts up three. Maybe he's starting to get going. He's got 18 now. So Hawke's Bay, some of their scorers took a little while to get going, but starting to heat up. And this is turning into a good contest. 5 points the difference, Dilling with the ball. Auckland cannot afford to give them a sniff. Off the left mid for Dilling.
That's a great take by Dilling. Jeremy McLaughlin stands at 6'8", does not matter for Dilling.
Auckland with the slight edge in this third quarter, but only slight. Opportunity now for Eagle for three. Won't fall. McLaughlin with the rebound, gets fouled.
McLaughlin putting in a shift on the offensive boards right now. That's his fourth offensive rebound. But it all started with Rasmussen coming off that pick and roll, able to get the ball back to his shooter, popping at the top.
And there is the bombing raid siren.
Well, at least it started earlier this time, so they know it's coming.
A lot of screams coming from the Auckland crowd. They're satisfied with that one as McLaughlin misses his first.
McLaughlin 65% from this Chemist Warehouse strike.
Slots the second. Can't see it on screen, but just above the hoop there are a line of children all attempting to put off McLaughlin, pulling faces and waving. Didn't work on the second try. As Auckland bring the ball back. It's a 6-point game with 20 to go in this third quarter. Baloncesto is fouled by Murphy. 7.9 on the clock. Auckland will have another go.
Smart. Oh, there's those kids.
There they are. There you go.
Smart foul by Murphy. They have a couple to give.
Gives another. This is a smart play. And means Auckland's going to have even less time to put up a shot.
Yeah, the Tuatara really waited for that 8-second mark to initiate their play. Gives you enough time to get the shot and potentially a rebound.
Murphy almost with the steal on Bairstow there. Gets the pass to Verdanovic, fires it back into Murphy, and third quarter will be called. Strong finish there by the Hawks, but it is the Auckland Tuatara still with a 6-point lead. Hawke's Bay take the third quarter, 22 points to 20. Stick with us on Sky Sport. We'll be back with a big finish in the fourth quarter in just a few moments.
We are setting up for our Superpower Challenge, but we do have a lucky seat prize winner. If you are in the main stand, so the one over there underneath the big screen, the one next to the merchandise, and you are sitting in the second row, seat number 36, please stand up and let us know, because you are the winner of our Hawke Super Code prize. Repeating that, seat number 36, second row of the big grandstand. Alright, we've got a winner there. Coming up right now is our Superpower Earth Moving Prize Challenge. And before that, we want to get around. We are going to see who wins this one. The boys are starting to do it already. Let's see who can get the best of our puzzle here. Looks like the team here with our birthday crew from a couple of weeks ago doing well. This team in front. More than just about to run there. Final piece, here it is. And scoring. Second prize. We're going to bring the finals in here. It was Daniel Blackwood until there for Superpower Earth Moving. Amazing. Locked up for our season 2026. We got a super shooter from earlier joining the Russell in Burger. That was our winner.
The Auckland Tuatara lead the Hawke's Bay Hawks by 6 heading into this final quarter. Nathan Lim alongside Crystal Ledger, Walker and Crystal. 3 players have done almost all of Hawke's Bay's scoring. Rasmussen, McLaughlin and of course Greta, just 3 points coming from the rest of their roster.
Yeah, between the three of them, they have 58 points. That's pretty tough, but they're right in this ball game. So we have a look at the Tuatara going to where they've found success inside. Ezra Eagle, look at the battle against the bigger Rob Lowe.
You could find a bit of success with dinner tonight. Sal's $30 cheese pizza. Get amongst it. There's the smell of hot chips wafting around Event Finder Stadium as well. It's making it very hard to concentrate as the Hawke's Bay Hawks have it. Looking to close this gap. Here's Greta. Oh, the bounce pass does not find its mark. Riley comes up with it for Auckland.
Zach Riley, so active on defense. A step ahead of most. Read that play like a book. Rob Lowe from deep.
Won't go, but Dilling will end up with it. He'll have a 3-ball attempt. That one won't fall either. Greta has it. Rasmussen along the baseline, eventually gives the ball away to Burton. Burton looking to get into the paint, can't contribute.
Burton had to make something happen. Only 6 seconds left on the clock when he got it, and Rasmussen showing us his athleticism, intercepting that ball.
Rasmussen can't make it work. Murphy with a good rebound though. Gets it out to Greta. 3 is short. Bairstow has it, gives it to Dilling. Burton just with the 1 point so far in the contest. Verdanovic for 3. Won't fall. Murphy with the eventual rebound after the tip from Riley. Rasmussen on 18 points. Burton. Crowded. A little bit of space for Eagle, who floats it in just in time.
Great floater by Eagle. He had to put that one up. Shot clock running right down. Rasmussen once again showing us his passing package.
Here's Bairstow from about the free throw line. Dribbles in. Auckland bring up 70.
Bairstow up to 13 points. He's really come alive in the second half.
Rasmussen, contact on low, trying to bring up 20. He does so off the board. So skillful is Keanu Rasmussen.
And that was in between 4 blue jerseys. Found the angle off the backboard.
Rob Lowe against Eagle. Gets the offensive board and lays it in on the second attempt. Rob Lowe has 10.
Just too big inside. Picks that ball over the top of everyone down there.
He's got a double-double too. 10 rebounds now as well for Lowe as Burton floats it up. That one still won't go for Burton. He's really struggling tonight.
Yeah, he's had some great looks around the rim. They're just not dropping for him.
Low over the top for Vodanovic. There was a bit of contact there with Murphy, but we'll have a timeout.
And the Tuatara just do that so well. They're unselfish with how they move the ball. They work for the high-low. They know where the mismatch is. Make the most of the mouse in the house. Have another look. Tom Vodanovic holding that backside. No one in help. Easy too.
Yeah, strong start to the fourth quarter to the Auckland Tuatara after the Hawke's Bay Hawks won that third quarter 22-20. And Auckland would have gone away and wanted to come out and stamp a bit of authority on this final quarter. The league leaders who now are up by 10, having led by 6 heading into this quarter.
And if you want to check out some highlights, I'm sure there'll be some from this game. You can have a look on Tuesday, the highlight show that gets put out. And just on your screen there, you see Jody Cameron, owner of the Northern Kahu, back in the building. Former coach, former championship winner in the Tauihi League. Good to see her in the house.
Yeah, looking forward to Tauihi being back underway. Auckland come out of the timeout. Let's do Hawke's Bay, just looking to see if they've made any changes. It's like Carter's come into the lineup for Hawke's Bay. Ledger for Auckland. It'll be Hawks ball with 6:38 left in the contest. Auckland chasing their 7th straight win and 12th of the season. Hawke's Bay looking for their 2nd in a row and 4th overall. McLaughlin floats it up. That one doesn't go. He's highly successful with those. Had, I think, 4 of them that fell in the second quarter.
Get the Hawks down 10. You want to start stringing some stops together to chip away at this lead. Bairstow. Burton wins out that battle.
Here's Greeder with pace. Going around the back there was Dilling.
Between Dilling and Riley, you have to have your head on a swivel. They fly around the court, they take risks, they come off theirs.
Have to execute to the Hawks. Burton, another one, won't go for him. They get the ball back though to the Hawks. Here's Rasmussen. Step back, 3. Too far. And Ledger coming up with the rebound.
We've spoken about the mismatches inside, but that time the mismatch on the outside with Rasmussen and Lowe.
Long
the leak
pass.
out.
Denied by Ledger, but it's a good heads-up play there from Greeder. He's just looking to see Burton 0 from 6 from the field so far. Bush has only put up 2 attempts so far in the contest for just 1 bucket. And then you compare that to 23 attempts from Greeder, 19 from Rasmussen, 13 from McLaughlin. Rasmussen from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line.
And Miss twice, get a slice is the messaging going on around to these kids.
Which prompts the row of kids up the top there, trying to put them off with a few waves, as we saw there. Here's Rob Lowe. Bairstow. Davidson. Back to Lowe. Well, now, free opportunity for Riley from the corner. Won't go.
Once again, the Tuatara just patient. Bairstow could have taken that shot inside early, but decides to work it back out, get it to Rob Lowe, who ultimately gets the foul out of Kobe Cutter.
Well, ultimately, up 9 in the fourth, 5:17 on the clock. They don't need to be putting up shots quickly, do they, as Lowe attempts a three.
No, not at all. Time is absolutely on their side. The Hawks, though, they need to make some buckets happen.
Here's Burton. Still won't fall. Alonzo Burton.
Feeling frustrated for him. Shoots a three ball at just under 40%. That average not holding true today.
Bairstow finds a bit of room. That jumper won't go. Greeter puts up three. High arcing shot. He's not happy with the miss. He's sitting on 27. Dilling. Riley. Corner three opportunity for Bairstow. Knocks it down.
Good vision by Riley, and that was helped by Isaac Davidson cutting out of the wing, drawing that defense in, leaving Bairstow wide open.
Rasmussen almost to the cup, can't get it to dribble in. Tuatara now up 12. Less than 4 to go. Just need to close this one out. There's still plenty of time. They can keep the scoreboard ticking over as Davidson contributes back-to-back threes for Auckland. That is huge.
Have a look at that dish from Rob Lowe through a lot of contact. Davidson, we've been seeing him do that all day. 4th three.
Who we got here?
Davidson, yeah, he's got 16 now for the contest to go with 5 rebounds. Rob Lowe's on a double-double. He's got 10 plus 12 rebounds. Bairstow's got 16. Davidson's got 16. Over on the Hawke's Bay, Hawks still searching for another scorer outside of Greeter, Rasmussen and McLaughlin, who have 27, 21 and 13 respectively.
Yeah, 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes to go in this matchup. Expect them, you know, if no one else is going to stand up, let's just keep putting it in the ball in the hands of those that have been making it work. Dan Greeter, can he give some more life to this team?
All right, middle.
Seen some very impressive individual performances across the league this season. Elijah Pepper, 45 points.
That was a crazy game for Elijah Pepper, just absolutely ridiculous.
The fact that he's had multiple 40-point games blows my mind.
Looking like one of, if not the best player in this league, Elijah Pepper of Wellington Saints.
You know, between Dan Greeter and Rasmussen, a couple top 20 scorers, no one from the Tuatara leading the league in that category because they're so unselfish. McLaughlin getting it done through 2 down low.
Yeah, you look over the stats for the entire league, and the Auckland Tuatara have hardly anyone in the top 5 for any of the stats, which shows how evenly spread the workload is.
Right, they get to take, you know, games or plays off, other people step up, but they've really bought in to the team culture that Cam Glidden is fostering here.
Another miss for Burton. Riley just bringing things back up the court slowly. Here's Davidson. Nice block there from Burton.
Burton struggled offensively scoring the ball, but he's done a good job defensively, having quick hands, challenging shots like that.
McLaughlin spinning, floats it in again. Jeremy McLaughlin has 17.
See him knock down a lot of those floaters on his left, but that's the first time we saw him put it up with his right. Rob Lowe taking that right shoulder away. Have another look at it. Spins back to the clear right side.
Hawks down 11 with 2:37 to go. What do they have to get absolutely right if they are going to have a chance of clawing back this deficit?
Their defense, they need to get stops and they need to get some consecutive ones to give themselves a chance to get back in this one. We always hear coaches talking about getting a kill. That's 3 stops in a row. If the Hawks could come out of this timeout and get those 3 stops, that would put them in a pretty good position.
For Auckland, I suppose, just about keeping that scoreboard ticking over. They don't have to do anything special. They don't have to do anything fancy. They've just got to execute their game plan to the standard that we know they can.
Right, and this game is not over by any means for the Hawks. You know, they can come out, get some stops, they can turn this around, but they also have a couple really tough games coming up in the Sharks and the Rams, so you just want to keep your momentum going, keep that fight right till the end.
Yeah, it's a tough couple of games in a row for the Hawks, isn't it? The table-topping Auckland Tuatara, then the second place Southland Sharks, and the Rams, who are kicking around the top of the ladder as well. So it doesn't get any easier for the Hawks as Auckland bring the ball back through Davidson. Bairstow looking for a lane, can't find one. More good defence there from McLaughlin. Here's Davidson spinning. Ball outside to Dilling, across to Lowe. Lowe finds a bit of space in the paint, goes for the dunk. The ball comes free, and I think the Hawks have come up with it.
The Tuatara bench next to me is mind-blowing that Rob Lowe didn't get a foul on that dunk attempt. And they better be careful here. They've already picked up 1 technical in this game.
Still appealing, Rob Lowe.
I don't know if we have the same angle on that replay as we do in the building here. Definitely looked like he got hit on the arm.
Will be Hawks ball as Cam Glidden claps his hands, tries to get his Auckland Tuatara side to focus once more. 11 points the difference, 2:11 on the clock. Rasmussen bringing the ball back. Finds McLaughlin. Ball loose from Rob Lowe, but the call goes the way of the Hawks.
And I feel for these Bartercard officials. They just hear it all day.
They cop it from the players on the court, certainly. Rasmussen getting into the paint, trying to lay it in off the board. That's a good start for the Hawks.
Great use of his body on that take. Was able to get the defender on his hip. Use the right angle off the glass.
We see Dilling check out. Davison back in.
Have another look. Just keeps that player in jail out of the on-ball screen. Plays the 2-on-1 against Rob Lowe inside.
9 points the difference. Here's Lowe. Ball off to Bairstow. Riley. Bogdanovic was looking for Bairstow in the corner, but he wasn't there.
You've got to start taking risks like that if you're the Hawks, going after those seals. We saw Rasmussen come off his player in the corner, double that high post catch.
Tell you what, there's one stop. Rather fortunate, but there is one. Can they convert at the other end, Hawke's Bay? Rasmussen steps back. Won't fall. Bogdanovic with the rebound. 1:24 on the clock. Auckland looking to close this one out. Davidson. Yes. Pushes the margin back out to 11.
Tuatara make great decisions out of that pick and roll, but what's also impressive is the spacing, the way they spread the floor and open up the paint. Eagle can't get it. Murphy pulls in the board.
Ball back outside to Greeter, who has been hot all afternoon for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Rob Lowe getting in there and disrupting that one. Looking like it'll be a 7th win on the bounce for the Auckland Tuatara, who will remain unbeaten at Event Finder Stadium. By the looks of things, unless the Hawks can pull off something special here.
I'm a big believer of never say never, you know. Anything can happen. It's going to be a very long shot, but you never know. We know Will Lopez definitely isn't giving up on it, calling this timeout to give his team a set play.
Good to see. He's looking not too bothered, is he? He looks okay. His foot there in a brace.
Yeah, that ankle, that left ankle. I mean, I hope he's okay. We've already spoken about the next games that the Hawks have coming up. They'll definitely need him, especially with Tommy Ferguson out with his wrist injury, Chase Jeter with the knee injury.
Clifton Bush there with what looks to be an ankle injury. Was helped by a couple of people from the court after some heavy contact with Tom Vodanovic. He ended up on the floor. And good to see he's smiling, but yeah, worrying for the Hawke's Bay Hawks, who have another massive fixture coming up against the Sharks.
Yeah, good to see him smiling down there. He's a great team guy, great culture guy, selfless. Came straight back out of that locker room to support his team to finish this game off.
The Hawks ball, they need a bucket, and they need it fast. Space here for the Hawks, and floating it in nicely is McLaughlin. Another timeout call.
Great fast take by McLaughlin, getting to that signature move now that we've seen develop throughout this game. A little bit of deja vu for us here on the call.
Good to see plenty of kids enjoying the action. Wow, we really getting into it. It's the bloke in the yellow hat. Very excited to win a basketball there. Great family atmosphere at Event Finder Stadium, isn't it? Plenty of noise.
Definitely is. Oh, that one might have just hit someone not looking.
They're firing basketballs into the crowd. So.
Hey, you're not watching the game. Wake up.
Oh, this looks to be a real wrestle for one of them just there.
Oh, we need the Barter card officials up there.
Yeah, that might have been a foul there.
Man, how good. I hope you scanned that QR code to get some tickets to a game, because prizes definitely getting given out here at Event Finder.
It'll be Auckland ball after they called the timeout. The difference is 9. 41.6 on the clock. The bucket here would all but secure it.
One of the superstars getting us back underway, Josh Stilling.
Davidson, double team, foul called on him.
Isaac Davidson, one of, if not the best free throw shooter for the Tuatara, 93% from the Chemist Warehouse line. He's the guy that you want to put the ball in the hands of.
Hawke's Bay had fouls to give, so another inbound ball for Auckland, and again, Davidson double teamed and the foul is called.
Isaac Davidson's put together a game today. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Just under 30 minutes.
Sunday, the 12th of July, 6 p.m.
Just see this scoring run for Hawke's Bay. They started pretty hot. Greta with 12 in that first quarter, but just hasn't been able to. They just haven't been able to keep it going. Greta will finish with 27 points. Really impressive individual display. Rasmussen 23, McLaughlin 19. But only 3 points coming from the rest of their roster. Those three need some help.
Yeah, that would definitely be a talking point. after this game for the Hawke squad. This time going into low. Dilling.
Need to put the shot up, Auckland. The foul's called on Rasmussen. And Hawke's base coach not happy with the officials. Will Lopez.
Well, Rasmussen was trying to foul, you know, as soon as that ball was caught. Took a while for that call to come. I think both coaches are a bit frustrated that it took so long for that call to come.
Really animated discussion there with Daniel Cooge on the sideline. Dilling slots his first from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. He's got 14 for the game. That one rims out. Greta picks it up. One more for Dilling. Slots it, and the Hawks will get things back underway. The full court press from Auckland. 20 on the clock. Got to put up a shot. Hawke's Bay is Greta for 30. Short. Bairstow comes up with it. I might just let the clock run down. 10 seconds to go.
Well, just wanted to get it over that halfway line to avoid the 8-second call, and they'll take a BNZ play to timeout with 3 seconds left. They don't want to go home.
No, they just love it too much. Use that QR code on the screen. You want to get your tickets to the big game. BNZ wanting to inspire the next generation of basketballers. They're giving away 5,000 tickets to school groups, sports groups, and community groups to come along and see a Sal's NBL game. Scan that QR code for your group's details and grab your tickets to the big game thanks to BNZ. And a great advertisement for the big game this afternoon at Event Finder Stadium here from this Auckland crowd. As Rob Lowe, his 3-ball will be denied. But that will do us. And Auckland pull up their 7th win in a row, 12th overall, maintain their grip on the top of the Sal's NBL ladder with an 85-74 victory over the Hawke's Bay Hawks at Event Finder Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. Great spread of scorers for the Auckland Tuatara. Dilling 15, Bairstow 16, Davidson 18, Rob Lowe had 10, Bogdanovic had 12. Just the 3 major scorers for Hawke's Bay. Daniel Greta, impressive, 27 points, 15 rebounds, 23 for Rasmussen, and 19 for McLaughlin. We're going to hear from one of the players just shortly on this fixture. Auckland will open up a little bit of a gap on the Southland Sharks at the top of the Sal's NBL ladder after Southland dropped their game against the Taranaki Airs earlier in the week in a shock result. Crystal is over there with Tom Bogdanovic.
And I'm here with Tom Bogdanovic from the Tuatara. 150 games, congratulations in this league. Yes, today also 50 games for the Tuatara. I mean, first of all, let's talk about the win today. What did you make of the game?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I mean, these guys are battle. You know, they got some dogs, and we knew it was always going to be tough. Yeah, I feel like lot for us to learn. You know, we're getting to that sort of important part of the season, and we want to have our best foot forward. But good things to learn. We'll go to the drawing board and suss it out.
Awesome. And now let's get back to that 150 games. I mean, that's pretty impressive and a great, you know, very impressive for your career. Going back, you know, in time, what would you kind of say to that young guy, the young Tommy V, before you got in this league? What would he think about you being in this moment today?
Man, just I could say a lot of things, but I don't know if I've grown up that much from when I was still then. But yeah, no, I'm proud of what I've done, and you know, paving the way for younger kids to come and do things. But yeah, it's been awesome. We were trying to count how many games I've had. If it was 50 here, I didn't think it was 150 today, but that's cool. So no, I'm proud. my family's proud. It's awesome.
Awesome. And then obviously a lot of people have had a hand in you getting to this moment. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Everyone knows, you know, I've had a lot of help along my way. Yeah, heaps of mentors, heaps of people I've learned from, but no one in particular. Well, thank everyone.
Okay. Awesome. Well, good work tonight. Great to see your acting career taking off, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
150 South NBL fixtures tonight and 50 for the Auckland Tuatara. Those two milestones coming on the same game. What a night for Daniel Greeder, who is our MVP for this afternoon's game with 27 points, 15 rebounds. Just needed some help from a few more of his teammates. Rasmussen had 23, McLaughlin had 19, but not a hell of a lot else from the rest of the Hawke's Bay roster. We take a look at some of the Chemist Warehouse stats here, and there we have it, our MVP, Dan Greeder, leading the way with 27. It's just the spread of points, isn't it, Crystal, among the Auckland Tuatara roster in comparison to the Hawke's Bay roster? Yeah,
absolutely. Everybody stepped up for the Tuatara. CJ was out on that side, but it did not matter. They have the depth. They have, you know, they've put in the work all season to step up in his absence. And tonight, or today, sorry, they definitely got the job done as a collective, as a group.
As we mentioned, Dan Greeder with 15 rebounds as well, leading the way there. Rasmussen had 9 assists to go with his 15 that he had the other night against the Bulls. Utterly ridiculous numbers. Bairstow topped things for Auckland with 7.
Yeah, pretty impressive when you have a point guard that can get close to getting a double-double with assists as well. But just looking at that rebounding battle, the Hawks actually won that today, 51 to the Tuatara's 50. So small wins, you know, for the Hawks to go away with from here. And as we mentioned, they're walking into some pretty big games coming up next as well.
Yeah, the Southland Sharks up next for the Hawks. Auckland, obviously, tonight without Chris Johnson due to a back injury. Definitely had an impact on their ability to pull in the rebounds, but plenty of action to come over the next few days from the Souths NBL. Later on this evening, the Otago Nuggets hosting the Taranaki Airs, who knocked off the Southland Sharks, so they're in hot form, the Airs. That game in Dunedin from 6:30. The Franklin Bulls will host the Wellington Saints tomorrow afternoon in Pukekohe. On Monday, the Hawke's Bay Hawks are back in action in Napier, hosting the Southland Sharks, and it's a double-header for the Sharks, who then have to go to Tauranga to play the Phi on Wednesday evening. So plenty of action to come over the next few days on Sky Sports, so stick with us in the Souths NBL. But that'll do us from Event Finder Stadium on Auckland's North Shore. It is the Auckland Tuatara coming up 85-74 victors, recording their 7th win on the trot, maintaining their grip on the top of the Souths NBL ladder. My name is Nathan Lim. Alongside me will still be Crystal Ledger Walker. Thank you for your time on Sky Sport.